All right. So, we return to our adventurers as they are 2 days' travel out from the city known as Fork, a small stop on their way to their main destination. However, they might need to spend longer than they planned there. The party is not in the best of shape, with 2 members mid-spat and their cleric suffering from constant night terrors, unable to get a decent night's sleep. The efficiency of the party seems to be on the decline. The moving forest from the mountains provided the starting point for this argument, with the sides remaining icy towards each other. With the elven-bound forest moving on, a woman appeared in the morning fog to greet you. A message was delivered, along with other words, and even during the battle you could not get her voice out of your ears. With being difficult to pin down, she was able to just about slip away before you could land the final blow, vowing to curse Nyx's dreams. This threat seemed to fall on uncaring ears, however, and after the battle, you ended up. This threat fell on uncaring ears. However, after the battle and negotiation with a band of deserting soldiers, the full ramifications began to come to bear, with Nyx now seemingly on a direct path toward her patron deity, and tensions high. Conduit, let us continue. Only 25 minutes late. Yay!
Yeah.
Woo! Clap, 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 clap. That was great.
All right. So, yep, about 2 days travel from Fork, to which I assume you hurry there.
I guess we are heading. Well, yeah, we kind of don't want to hang around too long. Nothing good has been happening on this road so far.
Nope.
Sulking.
The sulking. Okay.
All right. Well,
Why are we soaking?
Sulking.
I'm sulking.
Oh, I'm sulking too.
Everyone's sulking.
This is sulking.
Everyone's sulking. Nyx is dying. What a fun time we're all having.
Yay!
Actually, I was going to ask something. If we're getting into game,
Mm.
If we're what?
if we're getting into game, I want to ask something for Eryn to do. If that's okay.
What do you want Eryn to do?
Is there like a body of water nearby?
Cannonball
river.
contest.
Wait, sorry, what was that?
There's a river.
Okay. That is the river like? Is this river like very like strong, or is it
It would be on par through the Thames through London.
Oh fuck that! Never mind. Okay.
Like this is a river which large boats can easily traverse.
Yeah, never mind.
Oh man. Oh man. That's slightly terrifying.
Why? What did you want to do?
I basically wanted to see if Eryn could take a bath because he's staying.
We have a cleric for that.
No, but I wanted the reason why. Like we discussed this in an earlier session, and I said no, wait. It's because I want a natural bath. Thank you very much. In nature, surrounded by the things that I love.
So none of this magic stuff.
Okay. I wondered why you said
Ew, Eryn stinks.
I still did prestidigitation anyway when you weren't looking because it's like that.
No, I would not allow.
I'm not allowing dirty party members. Sorry. I'm not putting up with it.
I welcome it.
Considering that the elf can outrun you, I don't think you have too much say.
Thank you.
Considering I know where he sleeps, I don't think about
Yeah,
it.
if you did
Considering you're locked into night terrors?
If you did it,
before.
you would make an issue of it. So don't do it.
Jesus Christ.
I'll take his prestidigitation.
You're more than welcome to it. Don't want dirt.
Right. So,
Anyway.
you finish the battle and the negotiation with the friendly bunch of people that are ex-soldiers from different military forces. Nyx is rather battered and bruised.
I'm on 4 HP.
As for the rest of you, you are... some of you are better than others. namely Ray being the best at a solid 27, Eryn on a 14, Vincent on an 11, and Nyx on a 4.
Doing great.
I
guys.
am the best.
I did sacrifice a good portion of my health to heal you.
This is true. Nyx used the forbidden spell again.
It's my favourite spell.
Ugh.
So, you've been showed through the camp rather quickly, and you're out on the other side. Is there anything you particularly want to do, or shall you continue towards Fork?
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Continue to fork.
Please, guys, let's just leave.
Leader. Leader.
Let's go.
Yep, that's me. Sorry, what?
What do you think we should do, seeing as you're the leader?
I am the leader. This is true.
Well, great leader.
We carry on to Fork.
Well, we carry on to fork.
Ignore her. She's just a discount Brandis.
Wow. Okay.
That's rude.
That's really
We carry on to Fork.
Alrighty then. So you
Imagine
carry
I'm
on to
mixing up
fork.
the universe.
It requires 2.5 days more travel, so 2 more nights sleep,
Oh.
which means, I'm afraid, dear Nyx, could you make 2 Constitution saving throws?
Yeah, sure, it's fine.
Whilst I see how much HP you lose. Oh, I mean, that's not too bad. That's below average. Okay, that was a success. Next one.
Oh,
That's a failure.
Oh no!
So I'm afraid your maximum HP has been reduced yet again to, it is now 24.
yay. Could I have used some of my short... No, I can't use short rest hit dice, can
You
I?
can use a short rest to
Okay.
heal your hit points, which are still at 4 because you have not succeeded on a
But you
long
have
rest.
4 hit points.
I have four...
Yep.
Yes! We've
Yes,
said this
yes,
like
she's at 4 hit points and she
times.
can't heal them.
No!
Why?
Fuck, dude.
Because
Tell us that you're cursed, for God's sake.
I'm getting it vexed. Okay, 2D...
Yes, you can roll your hit die to heal your hit points. You do have access to all 5 of them.
So, okay, so I get an extra... so it's +4 because of my constitution.
Plus 2 because of your constitution.
What if I rolled them separately?
As in, it's +2. It's a D8 plus 2. That is your hit die.
So because I
You
rolled
can roll
2d8,
5d8
so it's
plus
2d8 plus 4.
Yeah, 2d8 plus 4.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Okay, so
I forgot.
14. That takes you up to 18. You gonna roll another one?
Yeah, okay. Because I'm kind of... It's another 5, so that's...
That takes you
22?
to your max of
Okay.
24.
Okay.
Right. Would we be okay to interact with Nyx before we get to fork? Because I feel like we need to talk because she probably
Well,
looks like
so
shit.
essentially over the first night, Nyx seems to recover a bit of her injuries, but she still seems knackered.
What the...
And come the second night, she looks rather exhausted because she is also now suffering from a point of exhaustion.
Oh,
God.
yeah, I
All
forgot
right.
about
Yeah.
my conditions.
If it's all right, I just want to sit down and talk.
Let me just put my point of exhaustion on my sheet. There we go. I mean, you can.
Yeah, sorry about that. I tricked Lou.
Fine.
All right. So, come the second morning, with about a day's journey left to Fork, Eryn, you're going to decide to talk to your pretty much almost living dead cleric now.
Oh
What
no.
does she look like at the moment?
Terrible. The wounds from the previous battle have healed, but not properly. So there's still some sort of cuts which are looking a bit nasty and maybe getting close to being infected. She's looking pretty much knackered, and is sort of slowly dragging her feet somewhat.
I'm going to just kind of like, as we're packing up, I'm just gonna grab her shoulder and just take her away.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna
okay.
attempt to cast Cure Wound.
Well, she's currently at max hit points, so your casting of Cure Wounds. It seems her body is at the max of what it can reach. It's
I assume I can't feel any magic being cast, really, can I?
no, she just seems very, very tired, and like her body is beginning to reach the very tired, and her body is beginning to reach sort of the stages of it is beginning to slowly fail.
Oh no.
It's there. There does actually make a medicine check. Make a medicine check, and add I don't know. And
It's
I
not
was going
very
to say
good.
another 2 because of the cure wounds, but with
Yeah,
a
it's not very
10,
Mm.
with a 10, it seems like very very bad sleep deprivation. There may be some other arcane force making her worse, but it's very hard for you to tell. But your cure wounds didn't seem to have much of an effect.
Nix, listen, if there's something bothering you, you can tell me, you look shit. No offense.
None taken. Yeah,
You alright? Listen, if you've got something on your mind. I mean, I'm not really an expert, but if you talk to someone about it, it can.
I wish I hadn't gone back to Wildshore.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see.
yeah. I'll be okay.
Well-
Maybe 4 could be better. Just.
Vincent pipes up from behind them. He's like, "What? Did Nix get an STD or something?"
Sophie, you can't roleplay for Lewis.
Literally, that's exactly what he said, and I asked if I could say that.
Okay. Well, to be fair, I did sort of take her away for the camp, but yeah, if you want to,
I mean, I'm sneaky, so like, you can try.
Let me put on like a slightly more monotone voice for it. It's great. A little deeper. Anyway. I hope not. Considering I have no way of ever. Yeah, never mind. You know what? Let's leave it at that.
I don't know. This doesn't look like STDs to me. I say.
I don't really.
Of course, Eryn will be well versed in them.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up.
Goes to so many whorehouses. Ow!
I'm clean. I'll have you know.
I popped my hip. Well, you're not clean because you won't let me clean, but it's fine.
That's my decision.
Whee!
Well,
Why?
I have my reasons, okay? Anyway, what I was going to say was I apologize because I feel like I can't relate to what you're feeling and I don't know how to help. So I'm sorry.
I'm not. Thank you. You don't have to relate to it. I'm just. Feels like no matter how much time passes, no matter what happens, that city only gets worse.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
It sucked, but it's okay.
I suppose getting as far away from the city as possible will help.
That would be nice.
Well, let's get moving then.
Yeah. Sounds good. Let's go. We got to get to Fork. Well,
Cool.
think maybe we should avoid fighting anything if we can. I don't
Understandable.
know. They haven't been going well recently, and I'm worried.
And if you see like a small lake or anything, just let me know.
Will you have a bath if I do see one?
No.
Quick, cast it, quick.
Okay.
Cost what?
I cast prestidigitation. I know it's only one cubic foot, but
1 cubic foot of Eryn is now cleaner than the rest of him.
whatever I'm closest to. I'm sick of being near it.
His left arm.
Okay.
Eryn is completely frozen. His eye starts twitching. He slowly raises his arm and slowly turns to look back at Nyx.
Yeah.
What have you done? He's starting to tremble now.
Well, I mean, I could put it back if you want.
Told you.
Okay, I put it back. I can do that.
He kind of like smudges the muck a little bit over it.
You can do it. It
Thank you.
literally says you clean or soil an object. So I put it back. And I'll just do
So
it.
your left arm is now considerably dirty.
Your next don't soil, Eryn.
Yeah, he's already soiled.
This is true. I'm playing fetch with Pepper.
Oh, so
And Pepper
cute.
is, well, seems to be, well, playing along since it's doing since she does as she's told.
Oh,
Wait,
bless his
Pepper, boy or
heart.
he? A boy or he? Congratulations, Brain. A she or a he?
He.
Okay, he's doing as since he does as he's told, and he seems to be at least pretending to enjoy it.
Well, bless him. Right. To Fork. We have half a day's travel till there, did you say?
You got about 3/4 day travel.
Okay.
Nah.
Okay, we'll get there. We'll take a break. Be fine. I'm sure Fork's lovely. I think I've been
Yes.
before.
You arrive at the bombshell, the bomb crater, which was once Fork. No.
It would not surprise me.
So for the following 3/4 of the day, Nyx is sort of stumbling along ever so slightly, seemingly zoning out occasionally, not paying too much attention. The travel is, well, as before, although if not at a slightly slowered pace due to Nyx.
Do we pass many travellers on the road?
No, still not many travellers. The boats, however, using the river as transport do still seem to be going back and forth. However, they do appear to be lessening over the days of travel towards Fork. The numbers of soldiers being transported is decreasing, and you're beginning to actually see some more mercantile ships beginning to sail once again.
Okay.
It appears that they may have actually been speaking some truth when they said 2 or 3 days, for once.
I don't know. I have a bad feeling about it.
All right. So, as the day is past lunch and into the mid-afternoon, you finally begin to see on the horizon the city known as Fork. It is a sprawling city covering all 4 of the banks of the river as it splits. It covers essentially and large bridges going over the 2 split, and then there is also a 3rd bridge which goes over the river before it splits. The city is a multitude of mishmashed sized houses ranging from the rather small to overbearingly tall and thin, what you could only assume might be wizard towers, considering some of the stories you've heard. There is an awful lot of random metal pipe just sort of sticking out of places as you approach, and you can see, even from the distance, just clouds of steam and smoke rising from different ones of these metal chimneys. The city seems to be busy with business. However, there appear to be a fair few closed or vacant buildings currently. You assume the war effort has pulled resources from here as well. However, nowhere near as drastic as Wildshore.
Oh, thank God. I mean, I'm sure Nyx has already passed through before. I'm not sure actually. Maybe whereabouts on the map. Never mind.
I thought she was born in Wildshore and went to Drakenmouth.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if they'd like ever visited Fork, but looking at it on the map, I doubt it.
It is a large and decently sized city. So, what do you guys do? It is probably about 3 in the afternoon. You are tired. You arrive at the outskirts, having passed through quite a few different fenced-off fields designated for farmyard animals to graze in. Although, weirdly enough, that you noticed every 4th field is empty, without failure. Sometimes there were more than one field empty, but without failure, there was every 4th field was empty.
Maybe
Odd.
knows what this is, but Nyx does not, because Nyx is dumb.
So, you approach into the town. The houses are made of a mixture of brickwork and timber, with, again, the odd steel and brass piping branching out from different houses with weird, weary sounds and whooshes and steam rising up.
Shall we find a place to spend the night?
Yeah, that sounds good. It's getting later in the day.
Leader, where do you
Yeah.
think we should go?
We should find an inn.
Thank you, leader.
That's okay, peasant.
He
Get a
gladly-
few strange looks from some of the people just casually walking through the street, and there seems to be a guard just sort of eyeing you guys up and down.
Just ignore him. I was going to try and rectify it, but it's fine. I'm not in the mood. Okay. Yeah, in sounds good. Let's find it in.
Are there any shops that look relevant to an adventuring party as we pass through the city?
I'll roll investigation check.
Can do. Ooh.
Right, from 15, as you pass through, I assume you're looking for an inn as well.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
You happen across, well, the town appears to be made. So there is quite an extensive dock, which you can tell just simply by the town's positioning along the river, and a relatively loud and constantly working dockyard. But as you travel through the town and over some of the massive and very impressive bridges, these are things designed so that some medium-sized seafaring ships can actually fit underneath them. You're talking very impressive designing and building, especially for this time. But from what you can tell, there appears to be quite a few inns dotted around the place. Shops-wise, there appears to be, your standard adventuring store selling, your arrows, a few herbalists, the odd blacksmith, and also a few shops selling magical items.
Wow. That's
I
impressive.
mention this to the party and I say, would you all be up for trying to maybe find some more interesting items?
Yes.
I am a lover of interesting things. If only I had money.
What was that, leader? I didn't quite hear you.
I wasn't talking to you. I walked towards the magic shop.
There's several of them. This is just what Eryn's noticed whilst you guys have sort of been wandering throughout the town.
Can I notice it too?
I did point it out.
He points out a few. There is one or two sort of smaller ones. There's one located underneath a giant tower, and
the tower one.
final one appears to be part, or at least part of a rather large building with with guards stationed outside, and it's sort of like a building, sort of just what seems almost like it was just sort of bolted onto the side as an afterthought. So you're going to the tower.
Yes.
All right. The tower it is.
Like a child running towards a sweet shop.
It's a rather thin and oddly proportioned tower. Not that you are too well versed in modern engineering, but it is questionable even to your eye at some points, with the sort of leaning and weaving it seems to do, and this gentle swaying in the wind. However, you stride forth, and the base of the tower just hold a sign over a somewhat small door, reading in both English and not English, in both Common and Gnomish,
Oh, heck.
the Arcane Tinkerer.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, is it? Oh, I don't know. Who's... So... Guys. That's Gnomish.
Yeah.
It's Gnomish. I think.
You think?
Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's Gnomish. Okay.
Okay, well, let's check it out. Not that
That's
Ray
exciting.
seems to.
Lewis is preparing to talk. I'm not sure if he's actually going to do anything, but he keeps adjusting the mic and stuff, so I'm a bit limited.
Why are you guys like this?
I don't know.
Because she sat at my computer for some reason instead of her laptop.
Because her laptop was going beep 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 boop and we couldn't understand her.
Yeah, Lou.
Right, we're going to the shop or what?
Yes.
All right. So you open the shop, and
I go in
inside-
first.
All right, Ray, as you push open the door and have to crouch somewhat to, duck your head at the very least to get in, the interior appears to be significantly larger than what you're expecting. There appears to be shelves of random knickknacks and different items, with also certain cushions positioned, showing some maybe more expensive items lying around the place. And behind the desk is a gnomish woman, just sort of currently tinkering away at a small little, what looks like a sort of metal ball with 8 sort of random and differently positioned arms, little legs just sticking out of it. And she appears to be goggles down, sort of focusing and poking around and holding what appears to be a small bit of metal and just sort of jabbing it at stuff.
That looks really cool.
She doesn't appear to notice that you've entered.
Oh man. It's a gnome. Okay.
I want the arm ball.
She's
Uh,
working.
No! Hello!
Hello.
Hello. What are you working on there?
Oh, just a little contraption.
What is it?
Oh, well, it's not ready yet, but and she kind of turns it over and kind of plonks it down, and it just poof and goes. Da! And you see a little crystal kind of flicker before the legs sort of start twitching. It will be a little servant which should skitter around and hopefully be able to run a few errands for me. But at the moment, I just can't get the bloody clockwork right on the inside. Gears keep on slipping, and she says that she's sort of turning it over, and you see her going in and poking in again, and you hear a twang as a small spring just kind of bounces out and goes, ah, shit.
I'll give you 1,000 gold for it. No, okay. I didn't say that.
Well, 1,000 gold for it. It's not working, but if you really wanted that much, I'm not going to say no.
No, I don't have that kind of money.
Make a deception check, Ray.
Fuck!
Oh dear.
Oh no.
And with a natural 20, she just sort of glances at you as, I'm sure you don't.
It looks really
In a completely disbelieving manner.
Sure you don't, yeah.
So, what can I get you here? Oh, so poor person who walked into a magic shop.
I'm so poor.
So poor.
What?
Do you have any items specialized for an archer?
Well, I'm. Let's see. I think, and with that, she kind of hops down, and you realise she was stood on a stool to sort of come to work at this desk, which is about level for you guys as a decent desk. But for a gnome, such as Nyx and her, it's relatively high.
It is
She
really
wanders
hard.
over to a sort of display case, and only now do you realise that these sort of shelves, they are essentially hanging off of what appears to be sort of chains embedded in the wall. And as she comes over, she kind of just knocks what appears to be some sort of button, and it starts going as they just slowly lower to her height before she kind of knocks it again and then grabs what appears to be a pair of leather braces off it. Now these might be up your alley for an archer. She kind of hands them to you.
He looks interested.
Take a look. Take a look. Is there anything else which I can? Any of you guys might be interested in?
Can I just have a vague look around?
Sure. Make a investigation check. There appears to be a lot of what you would consider at least guff here. There seems to be a random loot just lying on a pillow for some reason. A couple of different lanterns. There are two sort of gems set in sort of somewhat intricately carved and sort of manipulated sort of gold and silver sort of around it, but the main centerpiece appears to be these two different semi-gemstones. One of them appears to be a very finely sort of shaped and finely polished lapis, and another one seems to be a very finely shaped and also polished amber piece.
Ooh, I pick up the amber one.
They are actually in a case. You cannot touch them, but you can look.
No.
So Ray wanders over to the gemstones. Eryn, you looking the braces over?
Yeah.
They seem to be pretty plain sort of make and design. There appears to be sort of they're not really for show, but they do have what you can somewhat identify as arcane runes, just runes carved and inscribed into the leather. And although it is relatively plain, the leather seems to be of a high, relatively decent quality and make for these braces.
I sort of like approach the shopkeeper and I go.
She's still stood essentially right next to your knee.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, so I look down to her and I say, these look very nice, but what exactly do they?
Well, you said you were looking for archery-based stuff. They should help your shots find a little bit more of a damaging spot when you fire.
Oh,
They are braces of archery. They add +2 to any shot made from a bow.
dude.
What?
Okay, sorry, I didn't say thank you. How much would these?
For
Try and
those-
look uninterested.
For those, you're looking at about 320 gold pieces.
Oh, where's my pouch? Oh. Right. You wouldn't happen to take them for 300?
Roll a persuasion.
Everyone knows he's so good at persuasion.
Ooh, not
Eyes
bad.
you sort of for a moment. 315.
310.
312, and you have a deal.
Deal. I hand her 312. So
Wait, so we went from 320 to 312.
Pretty cool. That's like 2
Listen.
weeks in an inn.
listen, he's not that great at bartering. Okay, so I'm gonna hand her 30 platinum.
Also, she rolled quite a high. She rolled quite high against him.
Oh, did she? All right.
Yeah,
So
she got
that was
17 total.
312. So I'll
312
take
gold, and you can add braces of archery to your character sheet.
Thank you. So
They
I'll
are
take
they are an uncommon magic item which requires attunement. But while wearing these braces, you have proficiency with the longbow and shortbow, and you gain a +2 bonus to damage rolls on ranged attacks made with such weapons.
Wow, thank you.
Whoa.
Yeah, okay. And I kind of start like putting them on and yes,
adjusting them. As you put them on, you sort of feel the magic with them sort of flexes slightly, and you feel the braces seemingly begin to reshape themselves to fit your arms to a significantly more comfortable and better fit. Pleasure doing business with you.
Indeed.
She kind of kicks a different button, and it the shelf raises to the position which it was in, and you see a few there are a few pairs of boots, another set of braces which just sort of wobble slightly. Right, anyone else looking for anything?
Yeah, what did these do?
Oh, I see your eye has been caught by some of the more expensive pieces in here, Miss No Money. And with that, she kind of wanders over, pulls a small stool out, and kind of steps up. And so she's so her head and shoulders are about the height of this display case. What you have here is a gnomish specialty. Most people know them as spell gems.
I also have a gnome.
Oh. Hi.
She kind of glances at you. Oh, hiya.
Oh.
Yes, well, it's a gnomish specialty because it was devised. The enchantments were devised via gnomes and are yet to be learnt by many other races. We're a quite secretive bunch when it comes to this stuff.
What do they do? Can I use them?
I don't know. First of all, it depends if you have the coin, and also if you have the capacity. Well, that's not actually true. What these gems do, and with that she kind of opens up this glass lid just by sort of running her hand along it, and you see a faint sort of glow of a couple of runes before the lid just then allows her to lift it up, and she reaches in and picks up the lapis-based one and closes the lid again, and you see the runes glow. You see, with this, and she kind of shows you the lapis but doesn't let you take it. This would be clearly the lapis-based spell gem, and it is the capability to store spells. However, unlike, she glances at Nyx, an ironstone, anyone can discharge the spell stored within, even those who are not magically inclined.
That's really cool.
It sounds like more Nyx's kind of thing.
No, because I can put spells in it and then you guys can use the spells. Does that make sense? I think.
Yes.
Yeah, it's cool. You can't do that with my stone.
Do you have any, like, kind of, I don't know, flashy kind of things? Like things that mean I can, like, change into something, or that means I can, like, hit people hard?
She's a fighter.
And with that, she sort of just flips, opens the case again, places the lapis back down, closes it. Well, let us see. I have maybe not quite what you're looking for, and she kind of reaches and picks up this necklace which has 7 sort of small silvery pearls kind of just hanging on the string. Here we have a few couples of pearls of power. Chuck them at an enemy, and more than likely, if they're not that agile, they're going to get caught within a bubble of force. Other than that, I don't think there'll be too much which falls into your purview.
How much?
For the pearls of power?
Yeah.
380 gold pieces.
Oh, I don't have that kind of coin.
Then I
That's
question
a
why you
shame.
stepped into a magic shop, miss.
I have 200 on me.
Again, I question why you stepped into a magic shop. With that, she kind of places the pearls back down and turns around. Right! Is there anything else I can get for anyone?
Is there anything that may be of use to me?
She kind of glances you up and down. Human? Seems to
Asshole.
like What was that?
Don't worry about it.
Okay, human. You seem to have a sort of light agileness based around you. Perhaps I do. And with that, she sort of jumps down from where she was next to Ray and scutters over to a different shelf and picks up a rather nicely looking made dagger. This might be somewhat up your alley.
What does it do?
Well, other than being a lovely weapon, and she kind of shows it to you, and the blade seems to be somewhat sawtoothed in design, and there's a black pearl sort of in a black pearl, a couple of them sort of in the pommel and handle of the blade. She kind of flips it over, well balanced, and for those who take time to get used to it, you might even be able to see some things which others can't. Even
I'll give you
in
4
the
gold
light.
for it.
4 gold. She kind of flips the dagger back over and just puts it back on the shelf. Anything
Fine. How much were you thinking?
for such an enchantment? We would be looking around the 600 gold pieces mark.
Ah, see, so now you suggested something ridiculous as well. So
I
we're
don't
made
think
in the
you guys
middle.
are that used to the expenditure it takes to create magical items. Come back when you have the coin.
I'll give you 300.
No.
Fine, it's okay. Keep your fork. I don't need it.
Well, if you think that's a fork, you clearly do need it. Anyway, is there anything else which interests?
What?
If not, I have tinkering, which I can be doing.
What does the amber one do?
The amber
Yes, please.
is similar to the lapis. However, the power to which it can hold within is significantly greater. Although, mind you, the better the gem used in the creation, the more power they can hold within. These are still considered low-end gems for such enchantments.
I'm eyeing it.
For the lapis, you'll be looking at around 340, 350 gold pieces. For the amber, you're beginning to get into the regions of 1,500 gold pieces.
Oh man, I've never seen that much money in
Who
my
has
life.
that kind of money?
Do
Do you get a lot of business in here? I asked her.
Oh, you'll be surprised.
you-
I don't just sell magical knickknacks, though.
What do you sell?
No, I sell magical knickknacks, but that's not the only source of my income.
Right, what is the other source of your income? Is what I'm
Well,
asking.
magical-based research and clockwork, and she gestures to the sort of ball of metal with one leg just slowly pouring at the desk and slowly dragging itself along.
I'll give
It
you
just falls onto the
10
floor.
gold for it.
No,
Ha!
it's
10
adorable.
gold.
It's really cool.
20 gold.
I think you should probably go and get a understanding of the expense it is to create arcane artifacts.
Sorry, we're not from around here.
I'm really sorry for them.
No worries, no worries.
Where we come from, those prices are reasonable.
Did you say reasonable?
Yeah.
I should bloody hell think so. This is one of the cheapest places you'll find enchantments like these. And for good reason.
Mhm.
But anyway, if there's nothing else which you guys find of interest and want to buy, I shall get back to my tinkering.
It's really cool, Tinker.
Cool.
Thank
Shall we?
you for the help. Hope you have a good day.
And yourselves. Goodbye.
Good luck.
She gives a
with
small
it.
wave and sort of hops back. And you hear her sort of going, God's sake, and just picks up the contraption off the floor and just sort of tosses it and it lands onto the bench before she clambers back up and picks out a few more tools and starts fiddling with the internals yet again.
She was really cool. So cool. Okay.
Cool. Are we heading to an inn then?
That sounds good. Because inns have beds that are soft and warm and aren't outside in the rain.
Do we know what the command word is for the long sword of sharpness?
Yeah, you learn it when you attune to it.
Okay, I'll do that when I'm at the inn.
Actually, does the long sword of sharpness even have a command word?
I don't believe so, no. It just happens.
It does. It says you can speak the sword.
Oh yeah, you can. This long sword of sharpness can light up, can't it?
It can? I didn't realise.
Yeah. Just shed bright light in a 10-foot radius and dim light for an additional 10 foot.
That's cool.
Wait, do we know it or not? Or do I learn it when I attune?
You learn it when you attune to it.
And I know
Alright.
it because I attuned to it previously.
So, you go looking for an inn?
To the inn. I'm tired.
All right, you come across the inn called the Stray Arrow. Appears to be a relatively decently sized inn. There's a few folks seemingly inside drinking, and as you push open the door and head in, a rather large and somewhat familiar sort of sight. This woman reminds you very strongly of those you saw traveling with the trees. She is rather large, quite hair more akin to fur, going down in places. Is wearing clothes, very bulkily built, and her face almost seems to have more of a snout-like proportions, and her ears not really elven and pointed or wolfen pointed, but sort of more slightly higher on her head, slightly more rounded and a bit fluffy. As you enter, she sort of turns and goes, "Greetings, greetings."
Hello.
"Hello there. How can I help?"
Do you have any rooms for a night, 2 night, guys? How long are we staying?
Just a night, probably.
Just a night. 1 night.
Room for one night? How many rooms are you looking at?
4.
Okay. How many beds are in each room?
We have rooms with 1 bed or 2 beds.
Next, we want to bunk up.
I want a room on my own.
Wow.
Because you were mean.
I mean, to be
Lied.
fair, you look like crap and I do snore, so maybe you should probably get a room by yourself.
So you do snore. You were projecting. Asshole.
You snore too, okay? We keep each other up.
Don't.
It's like a bonding
I
experience.
never snore.
You snore quite a lot.
No. Never
How
snore.
would you know? We were asleep.
I never snore.
Anyway, how many rooms?
4.
4 rooms?
4 rooms.
5
That's
silver per
Vincent, you
room,
want to
please.
bunk up?
I
Me?
look at my now very empty pouch and hand her 5 silver.
Vincent and I will share.
Thank you, thank you.
3 rooms instead. Okay.
Wait, what? Vincent and you will share?
Then you think that
Are
low.
you that stingy that you'll sleep with Vincent?
No, I'm kidding. I just wanted to save money, but it's not worth it. I'll take my
I
own room.
will pay for your room to save you the horrors of sleeping in the same room with.
Oh, that's really nice of you, Eryn. Because for you
Says the
to
elf that doesn't wash.
to pay for an abomination like myself.
She leans down towards Nyx and goes, "Are they always like this?"
Unfortunately. Please send help. That's so hard to travel with. It's,
You don't look too good yourself, by the way, miss.
just,
It's not a very nice thing to say.
it's been a rough
Says
journey.
you're traveling with this poor woman, and look at her. She looks shattered, exhausted, and on the brink of death.
Yeah, well, she assured us that nothing was the matter.
All right, and if someone's about to fall off a cliff and they tell you they're absolutely fine and don't need any help, you just turn and leave them behind?
You don't want my help.
What rooms are we
How
in?
can I help someone who doesn't want to be helped?
5 silver per room.
Yes. I gave her my 5 silver.
Thank you. Right. The 4 rooms on the second floor should be free for you guys.
Thank you.
Dinner will be served in about 2 hours.
That sounds good.
Up to my room.
And, miss, I would
Mm,
recommend going and getting yourself at least checked out.
Don't even worry about it. Thank you. I'm gonna.
Can you take 5 silver off Lewis's character sheet?
Actually, certainly.
Ah.
5 silver has been removed from Vincent's character sheet.
So poor, honey.
You are the stingiest fighter ever.
She's so stingy. There's so much money. We could buy diamonds and I could save people with them, but no.
Hey, this is my money. You guys spent all of yours. We all got the same amount.
We all got the same amount.
I'm sorry, Eryn. Are you wanting to talk to an abomination now, are you?
He
Leave and
looks
go into my
very
room.
angry
Not
and
deal with this.
stomps away.
I mean, of my things, the only thing I bought was I bought the mithril breastplate and I bought the hat of disguise.
Yeah, see, I didn't buy anything since the beginning of this campaign.
Just stingy.
I bought a horse.
What a horse.
Right, it's the horse.
Anyway, I've gone off to my room. Bye.
I order some ale and drink by myself.
The ale costs you 5 copper per mug.
I have 4.
4 ales.
Oh, you have 4
Yes.
ales. Oh, right.
Yes.
I thought you were going to like, I have 4 copper. And I was like, well, that doesn't matter. Okay, so for what? That's 2 silver. Cost you 2 silver. You have your 4 ales. Why don't you roll a Constitution saving throw? Just see how you're handling it.
Great.
Can I hold my action?
Well, hey.
All right. You drink all 4 of them in relatively quick succession, and there's a buzz, but not too much. You're still in relative control of your appendages, and you're not slurring or stumbling yet.
I'm so good.
Can I hold my action?
I draw my sword.
What were you wanting to do, Eryn?
When I hear Ray going into her room, I want to follow.
Not so much holding your action, but just sort of stalking her. But
Creep.
Oh man.
you can certainly wait for her to head to her room and follow after.
I drink 1 more ale.
All right, make another Constitution saving throw. Whilst you do so, I'm going to close my room door.
Ooh. Feeling even less drunk with every mug.
All right, that drink doesn't affect you really at all. You're in about the same state as you were before. All right, so Rage, you head to your room now?
Yeah, I head up.
Eryn, what do you want to do?
I want to knock on her.
Hello.
Away.
I open the door.
Well, hey, I could be changing right now.
He looks very angry.
What do you want, Eryn?
You and I have to have a talk. Sit down.
Oh, I'm in trouble.
Shut up, Ray.
I sit down.
Listen. It's been days. You've been holding a grudge for days. I said I'm sorry. What else do
$1 billion.
Nothing.
Hang on, I'm trying to get into character. Lewis isn't helping.
Kick him out the room.
Come on, man.
100 gold pieces. That's not very much, sir. Fine. 200.
I want you to stop acting. I want you to stop treating me like a child, first off. That's a good way to start.
If you want me to stop treating you like a child, you have to start acting like an adult. You can't
Oh,
be
yeah,
holding
because
grudges
you're a
for days.
shining example of that, Eryn.
Listen, we're both very stubborn, right? How about we agree to call a truce?
But you keep cutting out.
Do I?
Yeah, like the last part of your word or sentence normally cuts out.
What? Really? 1 second.
Oh, Eryn. Eryn just left.
Hello?
Eryn T-poses to assert dominance.
Hello, am I okay?
No.
Dude, this is like, I'm like putting my heart and soul into this speech and it's half of it's being lost.
And it is the thing, because you yell at me and I want to understand, but I just don't.
Just give me like
See on Discord for your microphone. It
my
might be that it's-
sensitivity.
Yeah, you know how you click user settings and then you have like voice and video, and it's got the input mode like voice activity, or and then it's got automatically determined sensitivity input. Is that automatically determining it, or is
Well,
it a set
I'm
thing?
on push to talk. Okay, hang on. I'll try voice activity. Can you still hear me?
I was going to say, if you're on push to talk, just wait a second or two before you release.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Is it okay?
Yes, that's fine.
Oh, really? Maybe I was just maybe I was so emotional. I was letting go of push to talk. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah. Should we call a truce?
What, you called me an abomination.
Yeah,
I
and
get that you're angry at humans, but that's not something I can forgive, Eryn.
I don't really see you as an abomination.
Well, then why did you say it?
It was a in the moment thing. You know, of course I don't see you as an abomination. You're my friend. Why would I see you as that? That's just not very nice.
Yeah, well, I thought you were my friend. And I go, you know when you like square up against someone to get them to like walk back so I can close the door on him?
Wait, are you trying to push me back?
Yeah.
I try and stand my ground.
All right. Well, you're now just sort of both sticking out your chests and looking down your noses at each other.
I kind of just like push her shoulder and I say, just stop. Let me just talk to you.
Are you getting angry again?
Yes.
What's it going to be this time? Going to be a freak of nature? An abomination? An embarrassment?
Ray, just stop, okay? I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. What do you want me to do?
I need time. You gotta understand, growing up in a place where growing up just surrounded by humans when you're the only one who's different is hard. And I didn't expect you to call me out on that. It was a bit of a shock.
So, I do genuinely feel bad. I do genuinely feel sorry.
Well, I guess it's a start. You can get me some ale later.
Of course. A drink on me.
Now you're speaking my language.
Yeah, you're my drinking buddy after all. I should have known.
It's a good thing I can hold up better than you.
Excuse me. Us elves are known for our iron stomachs.
Some more so than others.
Yeah. Well, anyway, will you at least talk to me like a normal person now. And I will also talk to you like a normal person, I promise.
Fine. For now.
For now. Okay.
You're on probation.
Do I want a tea? Yeah, I'll have a tea. Sorry, guys. I'm not on push to talk.
Oh, I want one too.
Eryn is yet again T-posing for dominance.
Sophie wants a tea too.
Assert your dominance by T-posing.
Normal, please. Thank you. Sorry, okay. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, okay, I'm on probation. I'll take it. Alright, have a good night. Bye.
Hang on, I'm just gonna see if I can log on to my Discord because Lou's being awkward.
Okay.
So,
And Eryn
can I-
walks back to
can I ask a favor? Since
Can
I- What?
can I point something out that according to the description of Ray, it says, "Despite my noble birth, I do not place myself above other folk. We all have the same blood. The common folk love me for my kindness and generosity." Generosity.
Look, this is a group of
thinking
hypocrites.
emoji.
We're massive hypocrites, all of us. This should be the Hypocrites R Us Discord.
By the way, if you can like hear me creepily breathing, just let me know.
We can, but don't worry about it.
You can. I hate
Oh
being
no,
off push to
no,
talk.
no! Only occasionally, like the tiniest bit.
Okay,
You're
sorry,
doing okay
guys.
now. Don't
I have asthma. I'm sorry. Sometimes it's
No,
hard.
Fine.
It's okay. You're doing fine.
Hello.
Hello?
Where's Lewis?
He's
Shit! I left him in a different dimension again.
he's like doing a meeting thing. I'm not entirely sure what it's about. But he needs Discord on his phone.
Is it the frag sock one?
Yeah, which
Probably.
was supposed to be like hours ago, but the fucking
Oh, okay. Alright, fair enough. Yeah. That shouldn't take too long though. Right?
Sophie won't play.
Yeah, he said it won't be too long. But I am allowed to play him, which is my favourite thing ever.
Okay. Is my mic
Vincent burst
echoing?
through his own door. Drunk, out of his mind. Passes out on
Wait.
the bed.
But okay, cool. Yeah, cool. That's fine. It's not in my room, I don't care.
Can I,
In Erin's room.
can I have asked a favor?
What, you just pass out on my bed?
Yeah.
Yes, Abby. What favour was it that you wanted?
Well, considering my room was next door, I heard like the beginning of this. Could I have snuck out?
All right. I think they're a tad too busy to have noticed you, and according to Vincent's current controller, Vincent is busy boozing. So yes, you can sneak out.
Hey, you. Peace out.
I'm gonna drag Vincent off my bed.
Vincent is on his own bed.
He drags you on the bed with him.
Sorry.
Just like it happened in my fanfic.
I desperately try and escape.
I've been waiting for this moment for so long.
Considering Vincent has been described as incredibly drunk, it is within great ease for the dexterous ranger to quickly just escape Vincent's failing grasp.
Yeah, I slap his hands away and I quickly just I try and drag him
You
off
just
the
take
bed.
his room instead.
No, this is my bed. This is my territory. I drag him off the bed.
You've already dirtied it.
Oh, I don't care. I'm dirty now.
I mean, he
No,
hasn't
but
touched
you-
his room at all. He's literally just
You know
gone
what?
into this one.
I meant Eryn
You
had
know
already
what? Fuck
dirtied
it.
it.
I was going out anyway. I leave the tavern. I leave the inn.
Oh,
All right. So, Nix, where are you off to?
I don't know. I was gonna go look for a temple because I feel bad about the
Roll investigation.
all the
Eryn,
things that have been happening.
where are you
Um,
off to?
What? Wait. Has dinner been served?
I'm going to go with
Oh,
say
it's a
with this.
disadvantage.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's a disadvantage.
Okay, we're good. It's still alive.
Yes, with this, food has been served by this point.
Okay.
Nix. With a 5, you just sort of end up somewhat sleep drunkily in a haze, just wandering around the same block for about 5, 6, 7, 8 times.
Why does it look the same? Do people just take the same buildings and put them on every street? Why do people need this many of the same shop?
Why do we need so many bakeries?
I mean, like, are they competing against each other? Or is Fork just known for its bakeries? Are they good bakeries? Oh, maybe they're good bakeries. I go into the bakery instead. Fuck the temple. I want some pastries.
The store clerk is just beginning to taking out the old sort of food which is the done for the day, and is beginning to sort of put it into bags. And so glances over as the bell rings, and you wondering, yes, miss, how can I help you?
Are you closing? Am I in the way? Am I troubling?
No. I got a few minutes left.
Okay. I'll be quick. What kind? I've not been in a bakery like this before. I don't actually know what kind of things are sold in bakeries.
What are you looking for, miss?
Something sweet.
Something sweet? Well, we've got a few things. How about the cinnamon roll?
That sounds good. I like cinnamon. Cinnamon's great. I will take 2. Do you have 2? 2, please.
That'll be 6 copper in total, please.
Okay. I have 6. Where are they? Here we go. 6 copper.
Thank you. And he takes the coins, hands you somewhat. I mean, they were freshly baked today, but it's near the end of the day. They're going slightly hard, but very well cooked cinnamon rolls.
Out of character, I love cinnamon rolls so much. I love them so much. They're so good. Okay, back in cat. Thank you.
No worries, miss. Enjoy.
I'll wander off.
You wander off and door open. Ding, 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 and just wander out. You do notice that the shop actually had 2 sets of handles on the door. One at your height and one at normal human height.
What? Man, why aren't more towns this nice?
Maybe because this town was originally gnomish.
Oh.
All right, Eryn, what are you doing?
I don't like where we're going with this, Nathaniel.
What? It was a town which was originally gnomish.
Okay.
I'd like to find a whorehouse.
Roll another investigation.
Vincent has followed him.
Oh, hey, for fuck's sake.
You find Vincent still asleep in your bed.
Can Vincent roll an investigation check too?
Vincent hasn't moved. You have found him.
What? But Sophie said he followed me.
No, I think there's a limit on how
Sophie
creepy I can make
stuff,
it.
but let's face it, not all of it's happening.
Fine. Okay.
With a 2, you're unable to find anything to which would suit your current desires.
This town sucks. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the inn and desperately try and get Vincent to his own room.
You're able to shuffle the currently unconscious and slightly snoring Vincent into his own room before just flopping onto your own.
Slightly snoring.
Yeah, it's the sort of.
Lots of snuffle. Yeah.
That's kind of cute, actually.
Was the bartender female?
Yes, she was.
I'm gonna go downstairs.
I'm gonna flirt with her. You're not gonna
Lou wants Vincent to hit on the bartender.
I got there first.
Vincent's already, by your doing, boozed out of his mind and asleep on a bed.
He says he wakes up and stumbles down. He has superior persuasion.
Lewis, leave me alone.
All right. Well, the female bartender's doing a few more pints of a few more mugs of ale for the few remaining customers within the tavern. It's beginning to get a bit late.
Okay, I kind of shuffle up to the what's it called?
Bar.
Yeah, thank you. And I go, hey.
Hi. How can I help?
Remind me what she looks like.
Large, female,
Furry.
somewhat bear-like.
She's a furry.
Oh yeah. Oh god. Oh my god. No.
She's a fairy.
I
She's
turn around
actually-
and go back upstairs.
She's actually a shifter, and she is that of bear origin.
I
Oh,
know.
So
have a
Abby
good-
isn't
have-
too far off of the whole furry thing. But technically,
Have a-
Nyx is a furry as well, considering she can turn into a rat, and so is Vincent.
Not of my
Have-
own
have a good-
violation.
Have a good night, and I turn around and go upstairs.
Okay.
Vincent
kinda
stumbles downstairs.
Vincent slides downstairs on his face. All right.
Vincent
Goes
will
up
tap-
to the bar.
Vincent will tap anything.
Hello. How can I help?
Leans over the bar. Hey, how you doing?
I think you've had a few too many drinks tonight, sir.
You want to join me in a couple?
Why does he sound like the
You've
sentry?
already had too many drinks, and I'm afraid I got work in the morning.
I'm trying to be charming, but I just come across as sleazy.
Sleazy and undesirable.
I mean, isn't that what
So
Vincent is?
sweet. It
I
is.
wink at her.
Mm.
You know what? For the hell of it, make a dexterity check.
Thank you, Nate. Please.
Ooh, not great.
It's more of just a long and prolonged blink.
Does she seem wooed?
No.
She seems slightly confused and of the understanding that Vincent might need to go to bed and sleep off what he's been drinking.
Right. I try and pull. I go back downstairs. I try and pull Vincent away from the bar.
Hey, Eryn, you getting jealous?
Dude, you need to sleep.
Oh,
You're smashed.
What, sleep with who?
With no one tonight, I'm afraid. I couldn't find a
You
fucking.
say so, Eryn. I do what you say.
I couldn't find a fucking whorehouse in the entire town, so it's
Oh, let's go out
gonna be.
looking for a whorehouse.
I'm sorry.
Let's go out and look for one.
Listen,
We
it's
have
getting.
got. I will pay for a whore.
You'll pay for. You'll pay.
For me.
Oh no, dude, come on, it's late. We should go to bed. Really, we should go to bed.
This is the perfect time to find a whore. He really wants Vincent to get laid, by the way. This isn't just me.
Dude, Eryn is very sexually frustrated, alright? Okay, can I ask. Sophie, can you do something for me?
Yeah, what was that?
Can you roll a persuasion and I roll whatever the fuck you roll against that? What do you usually roll
Okay.
against that?
Insight.
Okay, insight, okay. Well, that's good because why the fuck does Eryn have +5 in insight?
Wisdom based.
Because he's
Oh.
Good, because I have a +9.
Oh yeah, alright. Alright, do it.
You first.
Yeah, no, these drunken slurs of a man who is struggling to keep himself stood upright without the aid of some solid structure like a chair or bar is going to struggle to make his way to a whorehouse, let alone pay or do anything with one. Apart from maybe sleep and use them as a pillow.
Sorry, Lewis. Alright. Come on, let's get you to bed. Fucking.
Alright.
Yeah, that's it.
Alright. If you go to bed, Nyx, another constitution saving throw, please.
Wait, I haven't gone to
Come on,
bed.
Nick.
Have you not gone to bed? What is Nyx doing then?
Next is trying to be brave, wandering up to people and being like, "Do you know the symbol? Is there a temple here with this symbol?"
That's what the investigation is. Fine, roll another investigation since you're
Rolling another
specifically
one.
looking for a Ouija temple.
I'm just everyone I see. I'm like, please help.
Roll another investigation.
Oh.
I'm beginning to sense a pattern
This
here
is the
because that's the
exact
exact same rolls.
I'm so mad at you, D&D.
Um,
Roll 20.
One or
I
two people one or two people like sort of go, no, I haven't seen a temple with that symbol. And as you start to approach more and more people, you notice that more and more people are just avoiding the somewhat shambly gnome who looks half dead in the street, just walking up to people going, have you seen this temple? It's a cross between like a Jehovah's Witness and a drunk person. They don't want to go anywhere near it.
That's fair.
Oh, you know, Abby, you know what would have been a good idea?
Hmm.
Telling us, and we could have taken you.
Yeah. Alright, fine. This isn't Nick's. What?
Nix don't ask for help. Nix dies!
Welcome to Nick's, okay?
You just want to play Goblins, but Goblin.
No, we don't. Goblins but Goblin. I'm so happy with that name. That's not the official name, but I'm so happy with it.
Please let it be the
It's just
official
literally
name.
I will pick a different name. It's not
I was raised by druids who have an intelligence of 3 collectively.
my.
I only knew my race and that was about it.
Even then, I wasn't sure.
We wanted something cultural to my race.
Compass.
That's a horrifying yet amazing backstory. I'm going to have to use that for a different character at some point.
Please do. It's amazing.
We can just assume that there is a tribe of druids out here which have absolutely no intelligence.
Please do.
Goblins
Sounds
with Goblin.
so good.
Anyway,
Anyway,
so
Anyway,
no.
as you're stumbling around, you do hear an occasional voice in your ear, though, Nix.
I tried to
She's
tell it.
abandoned you.
No. No.
Well, then come. Call all you want.
I'm going back to the room and I'm gonna lock my door and I'm gonna take my shit that I bought. My drugs.
You're... Oh. Alright.
Because I'm done.
Okay, well. Make a... no, I think that's Constitution.
Check or save?
We're gonna go with save.
Okay. And it's just at normal because I'm not on disadvantage on saves.
Not yet, you know.
Hey, really? I'm really sad now. I don't want a nat 20.
Natural 20. In your tired state, this drug doesn't seem to be doing or having quite the effect that you're hoping for, and I mean it's alright. It helps clear your mind a bit, but it's still plagued by the nightmares you've been having and these whispers which come into your ears.
This is the worst drug I've ever bought.
They're also the only drugs you've ever bought. Maybe.
Maybe. Well, definitely not. I haven't really done much, but you know. Anyway, I try to fight off sleep for as long as I can. I don't wanna. It's getting worse. I don't wanna go to sleep.
So do you just try and not sleep for the entire night?
Yeah, I'll just go back to my journal, I guess.
Alright, well, make another Constitution saving throw.
Whoop-de-doop. Whoop-de-doop.
Unfortunately, you take another point of exhaustion.
Oh,
But you do
boy.
not sleep and you do not incur nightmares, but you also do not receive a long rest. So, for 2 points of exhaustion, your speed is now halved, so your speed is now 10 feet.
Shit. Oh, God. Okay. Thank you.
So, come the morning, Vincent has one hell of a hangover. Ray's head hurts slightly. Eryn is still frustrated. Nyx is becoming pale and is looking like a figment of what she once was.
I assume we all go and sit down for breakfast.
I would assume
Yeah.
so.
Okay.
Yep, eventually. Kind of.
Nyx slowly shuffles her way to the table, collapses into a chair, and just seems to stare off into the distance.
Oh, I attuned to the long sword of sharpness as well.
Certainly.
Oh, I assume I attune to the braces.
Certainly.
Thank you.
Can I dual wield, or is that something else?
That would be 2 light weapons.
So not Eclipse and the long sword of sharpness.
No,
Eh.
not effectively anyway.
Alright, never mind. I am attuned to Eclipse.
I assume we're all staring at Nyx.
No, like stairs. Please stop.
Nyx?
No.
Are you talking to yourself?
I don't. Wait. I don't. Wait, no. Wait. Don't think. No.
Can I insight check?
Yeah, make an insight check if you want.
I kind of like look over to Vincent and Ray, like, you know, what the fuck is going on?
She appears to be suffering quite heavily from a lack of sleep.
You should get some sleep.
Nyx, I
Trying.
thought you said it would get better the further away we were from Wildmount.
Sure.
Oh shit, I did it again. Well, sure, sorry.
The city is really cool. Maybe. I mean, it'd be nice if that was a. I mean, can we go to a temple? I feel really far from. We haven't been to one in ages. I miss.
Sure, we can go to a temple.
She
I
doesn't
kinda
want
look-
you at her temple.
No.
Only Nixie.
Oh no, yeah, I know. I go up to the barmaid. I get up from the table, go up to the barmaid.
So does Vincent.
All right. As you approach, I see it's you two again.
Yes, hi. Do you know if there are any temples in the town?
Yeah, the 3.
Could you
Depends
give us
what sort of temple you're looking for, to be perfectly honest. There's one on each of the different bits of island, split apart by the bridges.
what temples are they?
You're looking at, let's see, you've got a Temple of Ioun in the central section, main gnomish town. They, fond of their knowledge. I believe Glittergold, I can never pronounce that name, is on the furthest southern side. And then in this district, I think you're looking at Yondala?
I will do.
Ioun? Okay, could you point us to the Ioun temple, please?
That would be in the central part of the town. I should probably actually move you onto it. Go over one of the bridges, and you should see that near the center of the town, all the houses start to get significantly smaller. With the occasional big building, there's a relatively large building, somewhat near the center. It's got a clock, a big sort of metal surface, these 2 arms, and she describes a clock tower essentially to her. And right there next to it, you'll find those 4 buildings. You'll find the Ioun Temple, the library associated with the temple across the way, the governing house, and of course, you will also find the Crystal Arcanum.
Okay, alright. Well, I guess we better head there. Thank you.
No worries. I'm glad to see you're finally doing something about your friend.
Yes, well, that was weird. It's been tough. Thank you.
Vincent stays.
And
He
how can I help
says-
you, sir?
Hey, good.
Mm,
How about I pick you up later on and we can have a good afternoon? I'm trying my best, okay? He sort of leans on the side, you know, really casual.
She sort of leans towards him and goes, maybe when you can handle your beer a bit better.
I mean, is that a challenge?
Maybe.
How about this? If I prove to you I can handle my beer, Will you come out with me tonight?
Not tonight. 2 days. I have a day off then.
It's a
If
day.
Oh shit.
You can best me in a drinking contest.
Sounds like a plan.
But
He
first,
winks at her.
you need to go deal with your
saunters
friend.
off. He winks at her and saunters off.
All right.
I can't believe he got laid. Fucking hell.
See, Eryn,
He just challenged
this is
a
where you
person
fail.
who is essentially part bear to a contest of constitution.
He's gonna get fucked. Oh man. I'm very excited.
See, Eryn, you have a lot to learn with this kind of thing.
Oh, don't start with this. God, I'm never gonna hear the end.
I'll be happy to teach you.
No thanks.
That's
I'll be
okay.
fine.
So first off is first impressions, and you have to let them know.
You made a
that you're-
terrible one.
I'll see you in 2 days, honey.
Go help your friend.
Yeah, maybe we should do that.
And you hear us like,
She wants me.
Jesus Christ, Vincent.
All right.
Well, off to the
let's go.
temple, right?
Why do tall people walk so fast?
I
I
pick her
grab
up.
Nix's hand as Ray, and I say, "Let's go."
Why?
Okay, I don't pick her up.
Let's go, kiddo.
Not a kid. I'm older than you.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm like double your age. Jesus.
How old are you?
50 something.
Oh shit, you are old.
Yeah.
All right, come on, Grandma. Let's go.
No, we'll live a long life.
You move so slowly.
You have big
Back
legs.
ride.
My legs are little. I don't know.
No, but slower than usual. Cities are supposed to be your thing, and you're going so slowly.
It's a weird city. It's not like normal cities.
Oh, I don't blame the city.
City's weird.
well, it takes you a little while, but you get to the part of the town which all the houses suddenly seem to be height appropriate for Nyx and pretty much no one else. The 4 main buildings stand rather tall and proud against this sort of small area and backdrop. The town hall, as stated, with the clock tower and the accompanying buildings. The ones you realize you have actually walked past this area before on your first day here, and you did notice that one of these buildings had the magic shop, which appeared to be just bolted on out of as an afterthought.
Wait. That's not wee Jess.
No, it's Irene.
I don't belong to you.
No, but anything will do right now.
I heard
As
she's
I'm sure
fond
you
of
know.
gnomes.
Well, I mean, I have a store of hers, but she's not my god. I serve wee Jess, and
I drag her in.
No, no.
Yeah, I help her.
No.
Nyx, you're dragged in.
Wait, but I can't. No, wait. I can't. Oh, no.
Nope, we're already inside.
You enter the temple. It appears to be it relatively simply designed. You notice even in the temple there are actually a few sort of tomes stored and well presented. There appears to be a few sort of pews set out for prayer, and in the at the end there appears to be in sort of the main hall part of it. At the end there appears to be a somewhat stained glass window of a book and an eye, whilst in the center is a sort of small ivory carved lion's body with a female's head.
I attempt to leave.
Hey, Eryn.
Okay,
Eryn.
with the two
Hey,
people
Eryn.
Yeah, I
Nix's current state, Nix is not going anywhere.
yeah.
You
Hey,
have
Eryn.
disadvantage on throws, and you have two people trying to keep you there. It's not going to happen, I'm afraid.
Why
Not
do
saving throws.
you reckon they call her
It's not a saving
Ayun
throw.
and not Lion?
I
Because
that
that is not her name. No,
an
how can I help you
attempt?
with this?
Oh,
And an elf in rather long, with quite long, sort of plain white robes with bits of gold sort of sewn into them, is stood behind you with sort of hands crossed.
I attempt to hide.
What is their gender?
Eryn.
You don't know this.
It's a male.
Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah.
He's
that'll
got
do.
relatively short cut hair, sort of long ears, both in top and bottom.
Ray pushes Nyx forward.
I'm hiding.
We have a problem.
No. I mean, I've been called
It
that before, but no, this is.
looks like
Iron's cool, but she's not my
sleep
god. This is,
deprivation, but we're not
God,
sure.
No, just,
Miss,
what?
how long have you not slept for?
It's like a night. Maybe. I mean, this isn't fair.
Can you
I
help
shouldn't be
us
here.
in any way? I mean, she's been getting worse and worse every single day for just under a week now, I believe.
Oh, like 2 days. 3? 2.
Oh, really? I thought it was more than
4 days,
that. Oh, sorry.
so half a week. So you were both wrong, but yes,
Nyx is lying.
about half a week. Okay. Do you know how it started? Like, this
No.
is not normal, and she doesn't entirely seem to be in her right mind. And he sort
No,
of
she
glances you
doesn't.
up and down, Nix.
No.
Really sudden
We'll
as
go.
well. This is really uncharacteristic.
No, we'll
of
go.
our friend.
We'll go into Ouija's because that is my god, and I'm not going to anyone else.
I'm sorry, miss, but
Eryn
the nearest
Ray
Ouija's
just
temple from
barred
here is in Dragoneth.
I know.
What was that,
It's
Sophie?
my one. Well, let's go to
Eryn and Ray just
Dragoneth.
barred the exit.
Is there a window?
What?
No. Well, I mean, like, I'm cool and all, and like, she helped. Wait, I don't know that. I mean, I have a stone of hers, and she's really cool. No, I serve Ouija's. I only serve Ouija's.
Okay, I kneel down and I take Nyx by the shoulders and I say, surely Ayun and Ouija's would both want you to be okay, right?
Ouija's wouldn't. I shouldn't go.
Nyx, I shake her a bit.
Mm,
Ouija's wants your well-being, right? And if Ayun can help you, then Ouija's will be happy. Ayun helps you, Ouija's is happy.
Ouija's is happy when the undead are dead, like proper dead.
Well, you are not the undead,
No,
so we
like,
don't want you to be dead, do
but
we?
like, but like,
Looks like it.
but like,
The priest whispers into Erin's ear.
like, we haven't.
I turn to the priest. I say, look, she's obviously not well. Is something you can do to find out what's wrong, maybe?
What?
We didn't.
Well, if you could give me any more information, like, did something cause this?
Because
Did she just start not sleeping right, or
We
a
don't.
traumatic event?
I mean, we regularly partake in combat. It could have been something like a traumatic event. I don't know. We take part in many traumatic events, I suppose.
Anything that stands out that might have been disrupting her sleep?
Well, I mean, I nearly died. Maybe she was
I-
worried about me.
If you're a close friend, that may be it.
guys always nearly die. Need to stop that. Not good.
Well, judging by some of the scars on some of you, you do see combat a fair bit. Well, traumatic event. There's not entirely sure there's much I can do, and actually, I'm going to quickly look up a spell because I cannot remember what certain spells do.
What is actually wrong with Nyx? Is she cursed?
Yeah.
No, she's
Wait, it's
just
not a
suffering
curse?
from a lack of proper sleep.
Fuck's sake, Nyx, just go to sleep.
Sleep is for the weak. Not weak.
Sleep all day, every day.
So weak. Not weak. Got shit to do, not much time to do it. We have a list to
Alright.
kill.
So, the priest sort of looks Nyx up and down and goes, I
Why does everyone keep
shall go
looking?
I shall go get the high priest. There may be something he can do to help you.
Mm.
And that the elf sort of gives a short nod to you guys. I'll be back shortly. Eileen's blessing, and walks away.
They call them high priests because they're high on incense.
Okay, Nyx.
Okay.
Maybe it was something to do with that trippy naked woman.
What drippy naked? Oh, her.
Creepy.
Yeah, maybe.
Just need to hit them.
She was
Jeez.
weird. She messed with you, Eryn. You almost killed a lot of us.
I
that day.
didn't. I was
You
fine.
shot an arrow.
You should have killed
Yeah,
them.
I shot an arrow away from you.
You should have killed them.
There was one on the ground next to Nyx. It was a bit of a
You
long
didn't
shot.
see that.
I did. I saw it on the ground next to Nyx. I didn't see you shoot it,
Wow.
but I saw it on the ground next to Nyx.
Well, poo you. Don't know.
You
I'm sorry.
didn't pick that up. Also,
I'm sorry.
you didn't pick it up.
I see.
You lost an arrow that day.
I suppose I did.
Guys, guess what I just realized?
What did you just realize?
We're in fork, and I have a fork. Remember the
Is there
How
any
long are
way-
we gonna be?
I was just is there any way to speed up the process?
I'm really happy with this fork. It was a narcissist.
You stole his fork.
Well, no, the tiefling was using it. You know, the one that I looked like, and then we were trying to get because she stole the book and was gonna put Jared in jail. So I stole the fork.
At this point, the elven priest comes back out with what appears to be a shit. Look at the races. Look at the races. Look at the races. He is shrouded by mystery as the game tries to load in his player model.
Oh, I love that we treat this as like an MMO.
Because sometimes you go to places which I wasn't prepared for.
Oh,
All right.
like a
Appears to be
temple.
relatively humanoid in structure. There's nothing that you can notice entirely off by them.
Everyone's tall.
Comes out and walks over. Greetings. I hear there is a problem with a sleep-deprived gnome.
I
Yes.
am the problem. That's my middle name.
Yes, we do have a problem. She's not been herself, and we're wondering why.
Guys, know what we should do? Should
Don't listen to
go
her.
to the bakery. It's a really good bakery.
He kind of crouches down,
No,
glances up and down.
everyone's staring again.
She's been getting worse and worse every day.
That's life, buddy.
And more
You
annoying.
sort of feel in your mind like another presence sort of just press up against it temporarily
Happy Jess.
before the priest goes,
No.
Well, I may have something which can help, but I think this is a bigger problem than you realize. And he
What do you
reaches out
mean?
his hand and
Fine. A
lays
little
it
problem.
onto Nix's temple.
I don't like that.
And he just closes his eyes and starts chanting underneath his breath.
I know
And there's a
this one.
slow glow of a bit of white light as it kind of passes along his arm and then down into Nix's head, and a slight flash.
Holy
You
shit.
see some of her physical wounds, which still haven't healed properly, begin to reduce somewhat. Something which was looking like it may have been beginning to get a bit infected, reduce and stop swelling and go down to just sort of no longer an unclean and swelling cut, but more just an unhealed cut. And she seems to become somewhat better in nature. Nix, your maximum HP has been reset to normal, and you have lost 1 point of exhaustion.
Yay!
Woo! Oh god, I won.
We did it.
We did it!
Does she look more normal?
She looks more normal, but she does not look completely back to herself.
That light was bright, and I don't know. I forgot.
Nix,
Mm-hmm.
are you alright?
No, I'm at the bed. I want to go to the pastry shop too.
But
Mm.
are you feeling alright?
Things hurt a little less.
That's good.
I'm not wearing iron boots.
The priest kind of takes a little bit of time before he stands back up and goes, I'm afraid that won't be the end of your problem.
Why?
There appeared to be some foul magic draining her force of living.
Force
I'm not
of
entirely
living?
sure what creatures you've encountered, but I would assume it may be fiendish in nature.
If
Was the bitch?
wait, if
He kind
Oh.
of shoots you a glance, Ray,
if I don't have a
Yeah,
life
I think we
force,
know what you're talking about.
I don't have a life force.
as
I
in
don't
a
have a
don't use that word in this place glance,
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I'm not very religious.
Oh, okay.
as I can tell. I have managed to remove some of the lingering traces, but to reach this stage, they must be constantly affecting you. You may want to look into some way of perhaps trying to avoid whatever this creature is. Otherwise, I'm sure it will just come back and redo what I have undone.
Right. Well, we'll get on it.
Yeah, thanks very much for your help.
the elven temple, the elven priest has sort of stood there with a small tray.
I don't have any money.
I pull out 10
Well, I
gold.
do, but
If it was a Ouija's temple, I'd pull out 20, but it's not. So it's 10.
thank you.
Yes, thank you. And hail Ayun.
Ion's blessing.
Ion's blessing
Good
with
day.
Ouija's blessing with you.
All right. So you leave the temple.
Yep.
What do you do?
Well, I suppose we should be moving on
Okay,
down the river.
okay. Yeah. Yep, because we're going to Brackeridge. Because that's where Vincent's dagger thing is. We're going.
Barrack Ridge.
Barrackridge. That
Yeah.
place. Yeah.
Before we go, can I just kind of ask around about Eshmel? Is that how you pronounce it?
Eshmal, yeah.
Can I just kind of ask like what the
What are you trying to
situation
find
is?
out? All right, roll an investigation check.
Is that okay? Did that come up?
Yeah, 16. It's just me thinking somewhat.
Okay.
So what you get, there appears to be the people sort of chatting in taverns, rumors running around. There are a few elvish kin here. You do find a few elves. There are a few half elves, quite a lot of gnomes, a few shifters. Not much else of any other race. There are a few humanoids, not humanoids. There are a few humans, and of course the human-like person you saw within the Temple of Vayun. From what you can understand and from what you hear, it appears that the war, according to the people and the gossip, the war may not be going too well, and some people are quite glad that Wildshaw is doing something about forming an army. Others are thinking that it won't reach here. They'll just take that and they'll be settled with it. There is one rather unsettling bit of news which you do hear. The somewhat recent battle near Mythwich. It is said that the battle disturbed the ancient white dragon which lived in the hills nearby, to which it came down and wreaked havoc during the battle. And the few people who have reported what has happened, there's been no other news of the state to which the city stands in, or of the armies fighting there.
Jesus Christ. Alright. Oh dear.
Does he learn the name of the white dragon? The new name you gave it.
He does not learn the name of the white dragon. He just learns of an ancient and giant white dragon.
Mhm.
Cool.
All
Alright. Are we moving on?
If you wish to.
Onwards.
If you wish to.
Yes.
Let's go.
All right. So
I'm ready to move on.
Wait, no.
Okay.
Mhm.
Apparently I have a date.
Oh yeah, you do have a date. Well, depends if you want to stay or not.
Yes.
You do.
2 days.
Yes.
For 2 days? You want to stay in a place for 2 days?
It's his mission anyway, so he can delay it as much as he wants.
I mean, up to you, Vincent. What do you want to do? Hold back the party for 2 days, or
Yeah, I'll do that.
Eryn does not look happy.
Eryn will get over it.
If we stay, we can buy more pastries. They were really good.
Oh joy, pastries.
Do you like pastries?
I mean,
That's okay.
food is food.
I'll eat them myself then.
Right,
Did you
so-
want me to eat pastries?
Well, I mean, if you wanted them, they're nice.
I will
Just
try a
eat them.
pastry.
Yay! Okay, we get pastries. Eating a lot of sweets because I kind of only just realised it was a thing I could do, and Nix was very happy about that.
What, eat pastries and sweets?
Be able to buy them and eat them. Just get them whenever I
Rather
want.
than stealing?
Yeah, we're getting them out of the garbage when they've been there for several hours, and
And half-eaten and
Yep.
rotten and
Mhm.
stale.
Yep.
All right. Well,
Good.
do you go buy pastries?
Yeah.
While Vincent goes out on his date.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I mean, Vincent has 2 days to wait before she's free.
Okay.
Why is he so determined? A date doesn't let me go
Okay,
anywhere.
Vincent.
So the question is, what do you guys do?
Well, can I let's buy these pastries and eat these pastries.
Yeah.
And then
All right. So, how many pastries do you think you're getting?
I have 18 copper, which is a multiple of 3, so I will buy as many as I can. 18 copper.
Wow. That's 6 pastries then, Nix.
Alright. Eryn may have 1.
thank
The
you.
other 5 are mine.
Okay.
I
Is there
emotionlessly eat
anything
the
else
pastry.
you guys do during these 2 days?
I give a pastry to Ray, because it's only fair. But Ray's probably had better pastries. Ray does not like the pastry. Okay.
Is Sophie there?
I don't know. Okay, I don't think Ray likes the pastry, Eryn. I gave it to her and she just kind of froze.
She started T-posing to assert dominance.
I see.
Dominance on a pastry.
Sorry, that is just my headcanon. Whenever someone goes away, I start T-posing.
Yes, I love it. It's a good headcanon.
Well, now what?
Is Sophie there?
Don't know.
Sophie.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, were you just ignoring her, trying to give you a pastry?
Oh,
She wasn't paying attention. We got our answer, guys.
Cool.
sorry.
Do you
I'll take it.
want- Okay. Yay. Yeah, it's a cinnamon roll, apparently. That's what they're called.
Hmm?
I've added it.
Yeah.
Hey, she takes it, she doesn't eat it, right?
Oh. Well, I ate 4.
I eat one.
You eat 4.
I ate 4 of them.
Nyx happily scoffs down several of the cinnamon and sweet created baked goodies. Ray pockets it to save it, and Eryn enjoys his.
No, I just eat it with an expressionless face.
All right, Eryn just inhales the food and doesn't seem phased at what's happening.
Aaron enjoys nothing.
I appreciate what I
It is not leaves. It does not taste bland. I am not happy. All right. So if the pastries are the only things which you guys are doing,
Well, actually, actually,
you're actually going to do something else.
yeah, if that's okay.
Sure, certainly.
I really want to find a brothel. I'll try again.
Roll another investigation check.
Come on, dude, don't fuck me. No,
Is Vincent helping Eryn?
Vincent's
Or
got
is
a
he
fucking
staying?
date.
Or is he staying for his date and staying faithful?
Into the whole house.
I'm staying on my date.
All right. Eryn, roll another one for the second day.
Thank you. Come
Holy
on,
shit.
man. Come on. For fuck's sake. You're the
I
sad
am
wank in his
so-
room.
I am so
Wow.
sorry. But the depressed Eryn cannot seem to quite grasp this whole. I mean, it's civilization, but it also is weird metal clanking sounds, steam. The sizes of the houses are all different, and it's just very much out of his comfort zone.
Yeah, sad wank it is.
All right, Nyx, I need you to make 2 Constitution saving throws, please.
Wait, I spend as much of the time as I can praying because, oh man, I just want. The first. Oh god, they're both at disadvantage. The first one's 2.
No, they're saving throws. They're not at disadvantage.
Oh yeah, okay, there we go.
However, you do take a second point of exhaustion on that second one. So on the second day, Nyx is looking
Ooh.
somewhat haggard again. She
Jesus
takes
Christ.
12 from her
12.
maximum hit point.
Are you rolling the 2d10s again? Oh no, 'cause it's 2 days. Never mind,
Yep.
I'm done.
So
12.
12 hit points. It is 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah, so Nick slowly looks more haggard, and during your prayers, you don't hear anything back from Weejas, but you do hear just whispering. She won't reply.
She's busy. She's busy. There's an army of the undead up north. There's a lich on the loose, and there's that guy in the armor, and there's you fucking bitch.
But you didn't deal with.
I want to be God. No, of course not.
You couldn't deal with them.
No.
You failed her.
Well,
You let undead walk the land.
I mean, there's other people. There's better people for it.
And yet you've encountered all of them and let them walk away. Anyway, so Vincent, this drinking contest. It comes to the day for the drinking contest. It is her day off.
Okay.
So you sit down at a table opposite her as a human who you've also seen help work the tavern and act as a barmaid for times. He sort of approaches and puts two flagons down in front of each of you. All right, to start with, got the 2 drinks. Whoever is last person sitting upright, not vomiting, keeps the entire drink down. You must drink the entire mug. No spitting it back out. You may take breathers between the drinks. However, no longer than a couple of minutes. And you must stay sitting and conscious.
Can Ray whisper something to Nix?
She certainly can.
Hey, you realize a blast would be pretty good right now?
Blast would be pretty good. Okay.
I mean, watching him lose would also be pretty funny, so it's entirely up to you.
It would be very funny. How about... No, that's too obvious.
Don't do it.
Okay. Wait, what about Bane? Bane's fun. Bane does the opposite of Bless.
Do that.
Wait, oh no, it's verbal and semantic. They'll see. They'll definitely see. I'm not sneaky.
Alright, so with everyone kind of releases the tankards. Right, round 1. Get drinking.
I think I find drinking is somewhat of a forte of mine.
Alright, roll your constitution. Well, okay, so essentially one or the other has to beat. Essentially, you have to. It's contested, and whoever gets to 5 successes first wins.
Oh, okay.
So, with the first one, you both sort of pick up the drinks, eyeing each other up, and start drinking. It's all right quality ale. You've had better. It seems like they're not exactly planning on you enjoying this drink. It is merely a contest, which is being funded by the bar out of the barkeep's own pocket. So, understandable. But you down it, swallow, grimace slightly. All seems fine. All right. A second round. Drink when you're ready.
Woo! Go, go, go.
Oh, God.
Okay, check it out.
Vincent, you're beginning to slow. The taste is a bit stodgy. Not really your flavor. And as you're sort of halfway through, you hear the as the woman slams the drink back down on the onto the table and sort of licks her lips. I'll wait.
This is all foreplay, isn't it?
You slowly finish your drink, put it back down. Oh, grimace slightly. Hiccup. As the next drinks are brought out.
That one was far too easy. Help me make it. More interesting this time.
All right, roll. Okay, right. This time you feeling slightly challenged by her. You start drinking faster, until you start coughing slightly, as it started to. You had to breathe in slightly, and it's kind of went down the wrong way, and you have to cough, splutter a little bit before continuing your drink and finishing it, putting it down. As she's just kind of sat there watching you, a small smile on her.
Eryn, Nix, and Ray went from like cheering to acting that we don't know who he is.
Wait, we were
Thank you
cheering
for
on
role playing on
Vincent?
my behalf.
We were cheering.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what-
All right, that is. Oh God, that's one. That's 3 wins for her currently.
Jesus.
All right. You getting somewhat annoyed at Ray and Eryn pretending they don't know who you are. Grimace, iron stomach, just down the entire mug. Slam it down, not even touching the sides of your mouth. Swallow, hiccup slightly, and you see that she's still drinking and kind of coughs at the speed and ferocity that you just drunk this mug of ale.
Just a little warm up to keep this thing interesting.
Very well. All right. You're both now at this point beginning to slow. Your movements are slurred, sort of. Movements are slurred? Congratulations, brain. You're already failing. Your speech is getting a bit slurred. You're feeling a little bit groggy. You both finish at roughly the same time. However, your kind of vision is beginning to go blurry slightly, and you're kind of slowly just bobbing backwards and forwards in the chair. She is not quite at the bobbing stage, but you can see that her own movements are getting a bit sluggish. Oh dear.
I can't possibly win.
And with that, the final drink, you're still
Yes.
trying to down it, trying to prove yourself, and then your stomach just, nope. And as you're trying to swallow, it just comes straight back into the mug, and you just slam the mug down, which is now full of ale and your own stomach acid.
Yay.
She kind of smiles, finishes hers off, puts it down, and goes, maybe next time. Maybe next time.
That's so cool.
Getting up, stumbling slightly,
Vincent.
and just wanders off out back.
We waited 2 days for that.
Yep.
I'm used to a higher quality. Didn't agree with me.
So, neither of us got laid. How sad.
I'll use prestidigitation to clean him up because you smell disgusting. Like worse than usual. It's really bad, please.
All right. Well, Vincent, you're smelling slightly less of vomit, but the sort of flagon full of vomit is still kind of sat in front of you, and the human just kind of looks at it and goes, "Oh, feel free to finish that, mate." Before he just scoops up the empty flagons and walks out.
Gross.
All right. Is there anything you guys do now?
Go to bed and wait for tomorrow, I guess.
Go to bed.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was probably about midday, but yeah, Vincent's a bit Captain Jack Sparrow at the moment. I would do the action, but since you can't see it, it would be absolutely pointless. You know, the sort of when Will Turner does the his interpretation of Jack by sort of just wandering around, holding his hands up near his face, that thing.
Yeah, I know.
I also know those films that film way too well. Anyway,
Good film.
it is a good film, ruined by its sequels.
Think about it.
So, if you do have a third night's sleep there,
Yep.
Nix, you know the drill.
Oh, I'm
All
so
right.
glad I'm good at
You're still only
concentration.
on 2. You're still only on 2 points of exhaustion, and you take a penalty of another 5 to your maximum hit.
Whoop. Okay. It's fine. We're doing fine. Hanging in there.
She's beginning to look pretty terrible and getting close to what she looked like when you first shoved her in front of a priest.
Shit.
So, what do you do come this third morning?
It's okay. It's fine. Fucking
We head to Barrackridge, right?
yeah. Barrack.
Are we going to
let's get
Barrackridge?
Hey, Ray.
Yes.
You're really strong.
Yes.
Can I have a piggyback?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Do you wanna get on my back when I'm a wolf?
Can I? Is that okay? You'll let me?
Yeah. As soon as we get on the road, I'll do it.
Can I scratch
It
your
only lasts an hour though, so like
Is
we
an
should.
hour well spent. Wolf time.
All right. Well, as you're riding along on the Nix, you do hear a whisper in your ear. You march towards death. Enjoy what you can.
Always marching towards death.
Good response.
Nix's mindset. Oh, thank you.
You won't join your maker, no matter how much you wish. Enjoy the few moments you have left.
I know.
So, you travel for an hour via Wolf Ray, and the party continues to walk. When she shifts back, do you get a piggyback off them?
I'm down if you are.
I don't mind. I mean,
All right, you get a piggyback off them, so your reduced speed doesn't slow down the rest of the party. However, Nix is still somewhat daydreamy and somewhat out of it and kind of sleep drunk.
We can nap on my back.
I could. I mean, you know, I have the amazing ability to sleep anywhere I fancy. It's a great thing called not having a bed for the majority of your life. I'll take a nap.
A nap? Okay. Well, you travel for the next 6 or so hours.
It'll be better.
How about a day's out from Fork? Do you rouse Nix as you come to set up the camp?
Yeah, I do.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, Nix. No long rest for you. You're shaken awake as they've setting up camp and dinner is being cooked.
Did I have any nightmares?
No. But it was a dreamless sleep.
Okay. Food. I have spices for food. We can make good food. Good food. I'm a little shocked.
All right. So, do you try and make good food?
I will attempt to make good food. I have good spices.
Alrighty then.
I
We
have-
shall make a wisdom with you're proficient in cooking, aren't you?
No, I haven't learned yet.
No, you're not. Nope. So just make that a straight wisdom check at disadvantage, I'm afraid.
Yay. Oh, that's not my hashtag. Let's check.
Hashtag disadvantage.
God damn it.
I'm so sorry,
upset.
Abby.
I'm so upset. Can at least, like, everyone but mine's be good?
You're making this quite decent soup, and you're sort of tasting it now and then. It's just that is on point. That is really decent. As you continue to stare, you kind of just close your eyes, and the next thing you know is Ray sort of pulling you away from the fire as your soup has now pretty much mostly evaporated, and it's now just sort of charred and not the well. Rather thick, and most of the fine balance of herbs, water, and the just perfect blend you got it to, as most of the work has unfortunately been undone. It is still eatable, edible, eatable. You can still eat it, won't suffer any bad effects, but that nice spice that you were trying to mix in, although you did achieve it for that period in time, unfortunately, it is no longer there.
Okay. Alright.
Be careful, Nix.
Sorry.
What happened? It was smelling so good, and then suddenly it just smelled burning. And
I might have nodded a little bit. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I put the wrong spices in.
yeah, that might be them.
I put the sleepy spices in. Okay. Well, you don't have to eat it. It's just, I mean, we have rations. It's okay.
It is eatable. It's just not as nice as you wanted it to be.
I like it.
It was really good.
Roll deception. No, I'm joking.
I have a passive insight of 12.
It tastes so good.
Damn it, my passive
You're a bit
insight.
chuffed that, even with this bit of a mess up you did, Ray's enjoying the meal.
Fine. Okay. Thanks. Okay.
All right, so do you settle down for the night? What do you do?
Yeah, I guess we settle down.
We taking watches? Yeah, we're out on the road. We should take watches. I'll take first watch.
I'll take second.
I will take third.
Brilliant.
All right. Well, you don't need to roll perception checks. Seems that most of this road is relatively clear, and unlike the road between Wildshaw and Fork, it's actually seemingly relatively well travelled.
Can I roll to hit Eryn?
Why are you
Sure, roll to
hitting
hit Eryn.
Why are you hitting Eryn?
With the rock. Or
What?
stone, rather.
Oh. Sick.
Make it a
The
purple
plus
at
one.
least.
It's
Misses, I think.
it's just a +1, yeah, to try and hit it.
Yeah.
Straight over his sleeping head.
Damn. Next time.
Amazing.
So, over. Yeah, nothing entirely happens. There are people traveling. People still travel during the night here. You see dwarves, gnomes, caravans of traders making their way past slowly, not in like massive numbers and giant rushes, but the occasional, every couple of hours, you'll see someone else. Boats are making their way up and down the river as it's slowly getting smaller. They appear to be not laden with soldiers, as far as you can tell. The occasional one is, but most of the time they're not.
I keep an eye out
Guys, I'm like
for
bursting
people
for the
with.
loo, so just give me 2 minutes. Sorry.
Okay.
So like we can wait 2 minutes.
I want to keep an eye out for people with holy symbols.
A purple tiefling.
Purple evening.
If we see a purple tiefling, I'm running away.
You said you wanted to keep an eye out for people that resemble.
No, with symbols. With symbols.
Oh,
Holy symbols.
Oh,
Holy symbols.
Oh, right.
I want holy symbols. Want friends.
Perception check at disadvantage.
Wait. Oh, hey!
Yeah, not bad.
I'm determined. I can spot the holy symbol a mile away.
We'll wait for Yllka to get back.
Okay. So, guys, this is a session. It'll be fine. We're like only a few days out from Barrack Ridge.
So, how are you guys doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Getting into the role of my character. It's just like, no. Scary, no. Don't like the hag. Don't like her at all. She's really mean. Says mean things.
Oh, great, thanks.
Not you. The hag. Also, yeah, Nick's realizing stuff and it's not going well. Not realizing good things.
Aww. Hello?
Hello.
Hey,
Welcome back.
Hello.
I rolled perception to look for holy symbols.
Oh, cool.
I got a 17.
Oh god, are you gonna hear me eating? Okay, I'm gonna go
you
and
know,
push
you,
the
know
talk.
you can set up a hotkey to mute, which will mute your mic, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let's have a look. What have I got it set on?
I don't think it's set on anything to begin with. You can just set it up though.
Okay.
If you don't, hang on, I'm just typing something. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, there it is.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Alright.
with your perception check, you notice that some of the caravans seem to be. I mean, people seem to carry some holy symbols. Some of them carry them of Morden. Some of them carry them of Garglittergul. You notice that one or two of the humans seem to carry those of the Preserver of Life or the Lord of Elves, the name to which I still cannot speak. That name,
Corellon?
Corellon Laranthian. There we go. Sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah, one.
There doesn't really appear to be that many of Ouijas, if any. And although you do notice these holy symbols, none of them appear to be priests. They appear to be, just be people who sort of worship them, like to carry the symbol with them, to like how people wear the cross. It's sort of, it's a sign. They're trying to keep their god close to them. It gives them something to pray to, such a thing. Priest-wise, you don't really see any, but you do see people with holy symbols.
I feel like priests and clerics just never travel.
They do, but not normally with trade caravans.
Just everyone is just stay-at-home priests.
You're right next to a river. They would hire if they're traveling. They would probably use boats if they're going on official business to talk to other temples.
That's boring.
It's faster,
Yes.
and this road is often used for trade caravans and for those who can't essentially afford to use the waterway.
Okay, fine.
There are clerics and paladins who travel, but
That's why.
you're currently stood in a land where most of the clerics nearby have been called to go help heal the injured from battle and war.
Oh man, that is a bad place to get cursed.
Like, first of all, you're not cursed, but like,
I know.
where you are, there's a war over here, and the clerics, which would normally travel around here to make people feel better, are going, well, shit, our services are going to be needed over there. It's a bad place to be in this predicament, yes. So how many days do you continue traveling towards Brackeridge?
I guess we just keep going till we get there.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
You sure? All right.
What? I mean, how many days do you think it will take?
You are talking.
A week.
Oh man.
You're talking a little over 2 weeks.
Oh man.
2 weeks.
I am fucked, guys. I can't survive 2 weeks, no matter how well I roll.
We're traveling for 2 weeks.
You'll be traveling for 2 weeks.
I mean, in order for me to survive that, Nick would have to roll a 1 on every single health minus, and I'd have to succeed every single one of my...
Right, but we don't know that.
Well, hang
I
on.
do.
Wait.
Nix knows. Nix is
Yeah,
fully
The
aware
idea
of
that
what's
Nyx, every time you wake up, Nyx looks worse. And the speed at which she's degraded, you would probably have a decent guess that she's going to only get worse as time goes on, and 2 weeks is a pretty long time. And
Not
you've
to
now
mention-
seen her gone from pretty decent health to pretty awful within like 4 days.
Yeah. Like, we know it's going to get worse unless we find some help.
Well, what do? Do we find the lich girl thing and like I don't know.
I don't know how to. I don't.
Maybe
now would be a good time to explain to us what's going on so we can make an informed decision as a team.
there's some way we can get some help in Fork. I don't know.
Maybe. No, I don't want to go to the other temples. But at the same time, are we having
You
this
don't
in
wanna-
character or are we having this out of character?
This is out of character.
Okay. Nyx doesn't want to go to the other temples, but Nyx also doesn't want to die like this.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Nyx
Like,
is
this is
very-
survival. I'm guessing Nyx knows she's facing possible death here.
Nyx knows.
Nyx is fully aware that she's essentially not in a good state.
Mm-hmm. Nyx is also fully aware that if she dies right now because of this, she won't go on to the afterlife.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, which is
Like the worst thing for her, right?
Yeah, pretty much. It's the single worst thing that could happen for Nyx. It's just very stressful.
Surely there must be like, dude.
Which is why she became a little more willing with the temple stuff because of what the guy in the temple said. She was like, oh.
Maybe we shouldn't have left Fork. Like, is there any take backsies? Are we allowing that?
We can
You
go
have
back.
traveled a day, and this is why
Okay.
I specifically put it to you. Do you continue?
I didn't realize it would take 2 weeks to get there. Holy shit.
It did take a long while to get
It
from.
Could it-
took you how long was it from Wild Troy? It was like 6 or 7 days, I think.
How long would it be by boat?
About half the time, so a week or so.
Okay, that's still quite a
Yeah,
lot.
it took you. It didn't follow the river entirely.
Okay,
But
Here's
so
a
yeah,
plan.
It took you about 6-7 days to get to Fork.
here's a plan. Out of character, so this may not happen. We go back to Fork, get you fully alright in a temple, take a ship to Barrack Ridge and hope that there's help there. I know this is like really like metagamey right now, but we don't have to do this because it really depends what Nyx wants.
I have an
And what-
idea.
I mean, it's really up to Nick. We don't in game. We don't know what's going on. She's just not sleeping to us.
Yeah, definitely. So it depends
I mean,
what
that
Nyx
is
wants to do.
technically is what
What's your idea?
my idea. You remember the the gnome we spoke to, and she has the lapis gem that can store.
Yeah.
What if we ask one of the temple people to also put whatever spell it is that he used to help Nyx feel better into that stone, so we can use it on the travel when Nyx starts getting worse.
That's a really good idea. We
You
could
guys
try
have
that.
seen the spell he used before. It was a greater restoration, the same spell which was used to remove the supposed marks off of Ray's and Vincent's soul.
It was a
A
greater
high-level
restoration,
cleric spell.
and I'm not. Oh, I thought he used a lesser. Oh no.
Oh no, that was a greater restoration.
Oh man.
And technically, it was 2 of them to remove both of those effects.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Does that mean that this crystal's basically not
Yeah, no.
viable?
The amber spell crystal can hold spells of 3rd level.
Right.
Wait, the amber can hold stuff level. Oh no, the greater
Lapis can hold
restoration's a
spells of
5th level
first.
spell.
So we can't do
Yeah.
that plan.
Yeah, no, never mind. Stop.
But
The-
we,
if you're curious, ones which can hold higher levels, you're talking things like star rubies, diamonds, which you're talking at over 80,000 gold pieces. And those things can hold 9th level spells. Like,
Jesus.
seriously, the magic items sold there are cheap for what they are. That is the DM telling you that you're not going to find magic items much cheaper than that in a gnomish town.
Oh man. Oh man. You know,
so
it was nice being in a gnomish town.
shall we go back into character and see what happens?
Okay.
Right. So I'm assuming we're preparing to move on.
Yes, I would say it's come morning. You're beginning to pack up the camp, and Nick sort of emerges and looks like shit yet again.
You look exactly like the way when we took you to the temple. I thought that would have fixed it.
Oh, he said it just made it a little less hurty for a little bit. But
I will remind you, he did say that whatever was happening was probably still happening, and it would just reverse what he did.
Yep.
do I get my channel divinity back?
Does it restore on a long or short rest?
Short rest. Hell yeah.
Then yes, you get your channel divinity back.
Okay, man. I
assume you've been praying.
Of course. I don't really stop, honestly. I mean, why don't, we're just so far away. I don't know if I'm only little. It's a long way to walk.
We can carry you if we have to.
But that, I don't want you guys to have to carry me. I mean, you guys have enough stuff to carry.
I mean, we're not leaving you behind. You know?
Damn it, I wish I had sending. Could have asked. I wonder if... Okay. Can we possibly go back to Fork? Go back to the High Priest that we saw?
Okay.
I have a favor I'd like to ask him. I'll see how it goes, I guess.
Okay. Alright. Sure.
Okay, so
Ray, Vincent, are you okay with this?
Yeah, of course. We'll do what's best for Nyx.
I'm sorry.
You really shouldn't be apologizing.
I mean,
It's all your fault.
Well, it's only a day away. It shouldn't take me it'll just take me a day. It'll be fine.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's fine. It's okay. It's fine. Yeah. Not a problem. Nope.
Where's your max health at now, Nix?
24.
Great, back down to that. Okay, well, it takes you another day to travel back to Fork.
Sweet.
I'd say you probably rush somewhat, so you arrive late afternoon. What is it that you do?
I would like to see the high priest that we saw before.
All right, so you go back to the Temple of Ioun,
Yeah.
and you apparently hear Indy barking.
There's a doggo. I want to pet the doggo.
Oh, no, he's pathetic.
He's so cute. I love him so much.
Oh, he's pathetic dog. Right. So you travel back to Fork, and you head you head back to the Temple of Ioun. Entering it, it is, as you recall, there is a couple of figures in white robes, sort of knelt in prayer. Appears to be this is the sort of time which they pray to their god. You do recognize the elvish gentleman who went and got the high priest for you, the high priest himself, and two others. A female dragonborn of the bronze scale variety and tail. And
Oh no, I was interested.
and a dwarf. Male, but long bushy beard. But as you enter, you kind of stand there awkwardly for a minute until one of them sort of breaks prayer, glances at you, sees Nyx, and sort of glances at each other. You see them once. You see one sort of nudge the elf, who kind of glances over at you, and who then sort of goes up and nudges the high priest, who after a minute stands up, looks towards you guys, and makes his way over. He doesn't seem thrilled to see you again. Hello.
Hello.
I see you're back here, and you're in no better state than when you first entered.
Yeah. Well, not much you can do. I have a favor I'd like to ask. Not another restoration. Do you have sending at all?
I am capable of such magics.
I mean, I know save spells, so I'm just asking if you have it prepared at all. It's a pain, I know.
It is not something I normally keep prepared, I'm afraid. Why?
Well, I was wondering if maybe you knew any of the priests up in Draconith. I have a friend up in Draconith, and I thought maybe she could help me if I could get a message to her, but I can't use my sending. I can't change my spells or get them back at the moment. So I thought maybe we could have like a message chain. I don't know.
He kind of glances at your holy symbol and goes, I am not too familiar with many of the priests or priestesses of Ouijas. I know of one or two of them in Draconith. I'm not entirely sure if I would know of the person you are asking me to even try and get in contact with. What is it that you think she can do that we cannot?
I don't know. She's just, she's super duper smart and really powerful and good friend of mine. So I thought, hey, maybe she'd know something. I don't know. I don't like that.
You come to the temple of the knowing mistress. asking me to try and find someone who might know something to help you of a different religion in a different town. Why don't you, and with that he actually looks at the other three of you flanking Nyx, or at least you guys who are in slightly better mental state, use the resources that are available to you. He gestures behind you. And maybe figure out what is causing this problem for your friend.
It wasn't an unreasonable question. You don't have to act so blunt about it.
When there is knowledge easily accessible, and yet you don't bother to seek it. I'm sorry if I take offense where my
we
religion
kind of
isn't
sought
valid.
it with you. No offense.
I'm sorry if I take offense to you essentially offending one of the core principles of my religion.
It's okay, I know it was. I didn't think the question
You
through.
always thought. No, I don't. Not in a temple.
I know it'd be just as offensive for someone to do a similar thing to me. I didn't think it through.
He glances at Nyx and goes, "It would be similar to go and ask your friend to raise the dead to serve as an army.
Man, yeah, that would be.
Perhaps consider who you are talking to first before."
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I should have.
That is directed more at Ray than at Nyx.
Nyx is still apologizing.
For a religious person, he's a right prick. That's a leave.
Now, perhaps you want to help your friend rather than just walking around with her, watching her slowly disappear.
Right.
Well, it's probably more than what you're going to do.
I have already extended her life by a couple of days.
Yeah, and if I
Thank
had
you
your
for that.
powers, maybe I would too.
I didn't know the priest of the knowing mistress was so callous about life and death.
I'm not. I'm callous about the fact that you have knowledge available to you and you don't bother to even try and seek it out.
We sorted out with you.
There is a library located not even 100 paces opposite from those doors.
Yeah,
Fine.
well,
And
Go to
yet
the
your first idea is to come ask me to go ask someone who might know to help?
it's really not that big of a jump.
It was more that I was hoping.
Miss, when my religion is about sharing of knowledge and seeking it out, and there is the ability to go and do so for yourself,
Well,
it is
maybe
a
she
bit
wanted to.
insulting.
Maybe she wanted to talk to her friend one last time. If worse comes to worse, did you consider that?
That was, however, not what she requested of me.
It was what I wanted. Sort of.
Right. Well, I guess we'll go to the library then. Thank you so much for your help.
Yeah, you've been a brilliant aid to our cause. Have
Careful
a great day.
what you say in temples. Otherwise you might find those
Guys.
less good-natured than myself.
I know. And
Good-natured, my ass.
hey,
I'm out.
Good-natured in the fact that
Guys.
he has only reprimanded you and has not done anything else.
guys, we shouldn't.
Yep,
He did
yep.
what he
Can
did.
I
He said what he
poof
said.
Pepper out.
Ayun saved our lives, guys. Well, she helped me try and help get across some idea for getting out of the freaking
Actually,
frostbite.
Nyx, you're wearing that ring, aren't you?
The arcane one? Yeah. Oh no.
Continue.
Oh no, why are you laughing?
Are we going to the library?
Guys, we're going to the library.
I'm laughing because Ayun has saved your ass more. You realise?
Oh, god damn it. Why does Ayun like me so much? I like Ayun, she's great, but I have a god. Sorry, Ayun.
Because you're wearing her vestige, you dimwit.
That's a vestige?
Wait, you're wearing whose vestige?
Ayun's. Oh man.
Wait, so
Man,
I'm confused.
Man, I'm
The
horrible.
ring to which Nyx is wearing is a vestige, so a powerful item, normally denoted to gods. There are multiple of them. And the other party is come across 2 different sets. You're the first party to actually acquire one.
Oops.
It might give you some insight to what that ring was doing, where it was. But essentially, that is... if you've ever played Skyrim or any Elder Scrolls game, think akin to the Daedric artifacts in their prominence to their deity.
When I walk outside the temple,
To which you don't know that... I was going to say, I will say you don't know that that is, first of all, A, a vestige, or B, even anything to do with Ioun.
Oh yeah, I know.
But that was very amusing to me, and the priest may have noticed.
Oh. Can I kind of said it as Nyx and then kind of went, wait, I don't. I'd assume Nyx would have figured out that it was Ioun back in the Frostweald just by the general knowledge of you can only really contact the gods by having something of theirs. And if I know it's not Weejas, the only god-related item I have was the Ioun Stone.
Yeah, she might be able to make that logical leap. Gods can talk to whoever they damn well please, but normally having something relevant to them does bring them. But also the fact that you do carry an Ioun stone is another form of Ioun technically helping you.
Man, so bad. I'm so dumb as well. Does she pity
You wouldn't
me?
know about the ring. That was just
I know.
amusing.
I meant with like, she just pities me. Oh, okay. Right, library. Okay.
Right, so you've just been reprimanded for essentially insulting a god in the house of said god.
Which I'm very upset about because I actually do really like Ioun. This is Nyx. Nyx really likes Ioun. Not as much as Weejas.
It's a god of true neutrality as well.
Ioun's great. Guys.
Sophie casts Thunderwave.
Outside the temple.
Don't you?
yeah, just on the threshold.
Guys, can we just go to the fucking library?
I leave.
You cast Thunderwave?
I let the others walk ahead 15 feet. And then I cast it and walk away like nothing happened.
All right then. So you stand there. You actually, what's its components? Verbal and somatic. So you stand there. You mutter the words you need to. You do the gestures that you must, and with a loud echoes just in front of the door. And as you start to walk away, the doors swing open to reveal the very unhappy-looking high priest.
I keep walking.
Hold right there.
Oh no. Oh no. Right. Why you gotta be such a stupid bitch?
I look up and I'm like, oh, maybe we're gonna get a storm.
Oh my god.
Do not treat me as a fool, miss.
I don't know what to do. I cast it again.
Sophie.
No, it was
Well, I mean, it would certainly get interesting.
I just walk away.
Is the high priest wearing some sort of large hat?
No. Relatively long brown hair, but just normal flowing robes. Silver and gold. And he looks very unhappy.
I start dragging Ray away.
I said hold.
I stop dragging Ray away.
He walks down and stands squarely in front of you. Now, I was somewhat lenient in you blatantly insulting my goddess in her own temple. I have helped you. And I allowed you to get away with what. You have, however, now crossed the line. And so, you now owe. Do you find this reasonable?
Wait, what? I owe? Is that what you said?
Yes.
What do you owe me?
No. You owe the temple.
What do I?
You just owe. You have a debt.
Your elf friend seems to understand.
That's going to be a no from me.
Yeah, how about I give you an IOU?
That was exactly what I was thinking. And with that, he just reaches out and taps your shoulder.
I don't know him. I shield.
I would like you to make a wisdom saving throw. As you try and duck out the way, just the motion of the tap, you feel arcane magic start to cling around you.
Oh my god.
Ray, your vision just tunnel visions, and all you can see is him stood before you. And where everyone else hears this just echoes in your head. Like, this is the center of your universe? You shall remain respectful to all religions. You shall not curse. And when I come calling, you shall obey and do the one deed for Ioun that is owed. Now then, I feel like that is done. I will come collecting. Good day, miss. And I should inform you, you are now magically bound to essentially be respectful of all religions.
I am respectful to Pelor.
All religions.
All of them.
This is magic. Here's cast
Right.
geese on you.
Geese.
You cast what on me?
Geese.
Geese.
Here's cast geese on you.
It's a great spell.
Geese.
It's such a good spell. I'm sorry. It's really
Abby,
good.
what's geese?
You place a magical command on a creature that you can see within range, forcing it to carry out some form of service or refrain from some sort of action for the course of activity as you decide. If the creature can understand you, it must make a wisdom saving throw or become charmed by you for the duration. While the creature is charmed by you, it takes 5d10 psychic damage each time it acts in a manner directly counter to your instructions.
Must be a really great religion if you have to use magic to convince people to like it.
He hasn't
Dude,
convinced her to
he's
like
not
it.
convincing-
he's not convincing anyone to like anything.
He's essentially made it that she has to be respectful towards all religions.
Exactly. This is why I don't like religion. It's phony bullshit. You take advantage of people.
Oh, he isn't saying any of that. He's already walked back.
Cool. When he turns around, can I pickpocket him?
Sure, try and roll it.
Dude, why are you? We just need to go to the fucking library.
Fuck this priest, Yllka.
He's like level 9, dude. He's gonna fuck us up.
Fine, we can fuck him up.
Well, as he turns and walks away, seeming somewhat pleased with himself, you're able to just slide the ceremonial dagger out of its sheath. He doesn't seem to notice.
Oh no, you did what?
You know that Ray owes him something now, and if we piss him off more now, he will ask for more later.
Cool. And I'll slit his throat in his sleep.
All right, dude.
I don't like him, Eryn.
I don't like him either. I hate him.
No, Ioun.
Didn't
He
empathize with
worships
Nyx.
Ioun, and therefore we should respect it all.
Actually,
Him included.
you're charmed by him, so what does charm do again? I forget.
I am
You
madly
completely-
in love with him, and I want to have his babies.
I completely didn't sympathize with Nyx
A charmed
at
creature
all.
can't attack the charmer or the target the charmer has with harmful abilities or magical effects. The charmer has advantage on any ability check to interact socially with the creature. So, yeah, he seems like an alright dude to you.
He's pretty cool.
You don't have to force other people to do it. You literally yourself only have to be respectful of religion.
Can't make fun of wee Jess anymore.
So you essentially can't make fun, and you have to be mindful of what you say in the vicinity of those who follow the religion if you know that they do.
Hey Ray,
I don't want to hear it.
fuck the gods, Ray.
Hail Pelor. And all the others.
And as you
Yay,
turn
we
to look
die.
around, you notice your little gnome has disappeared.
She went to the library. Shall we follow her?
Eryn,
Yeah.
I said we kill this priest.
I don't want to die.
He's disrespected us.
Yeah, fair enough. He disrespected
I'm not
Nyx.
saying we do it in the open. I'm saying we observe him for a few days. We find out when he's vulnerable, where he stays, where he sleeps, where he eats, and then we kill him.
You kill him.
I'll do it,
Okay, do it.
but I think you would be a lot of help.
He's just staring.
Yeah, Nyx is nowhere to be seen.
Shall we go to the library? Or shall we just sit here bickering? When our friend is days away from death.
By their own hand. They had plenty of time to find a way to heal themselves, but instead, because they didn't want to betray their god, they ignored it and they kept it to themselves. And now religion will kill another person.
Hey! Religion has nothing to do with this. The gods are almighty, and they decide what is best.
Respectful, not ass licking.
Kinda.
As in, like, people can pray to who they wish, and I'm not going to say anything bad about them. Doesn't mean you have to defend them.
Like I said, you want to just stand here?
You want to what?
Done. I'm
Do you want to just stand? Do you want to just stand here?
What do you want to do?
Try and find Nyx.
I thought you hated libraries.
I do hate libraries. I don't hate Nyx.
Fine. They've wandered off again. I suppose the least we could do is go find them before they hurt themselves.
Or die.
Or die hurting themselves.
Everybody dies.
I think she'd like it if you said that to her.
Hail Seren Ray!
Is there really a god in this world?
Sure, I mean, God, no, deity, could be.
Oh. Oh.
Or maybe just a different name for Pelor.
Yeah.
I love Pelor.
Can I go and try and find Nyx?
Do you go try and find Nyx in the library then?
Mm-hmm.
Roll an investigation check.
My investigations have been utter shite.
They really have. You haven't rolled above a 10 in apart from the first time you entered town, and everything else from that has just
Yeah.
been shit.
Yeah.
It just doesn't like you.
No.
So you head into the library, and the two priests attending it just sort of give small nods. And one of them sort of idly watches you as you start wandering in between the shelves, just absent-mindedly calling out Nix's name. After a couple of minutes, one approaches you and goes, "Sir, can we help you?"
I'm looking for a friend.
I'm
Short, gnomish.
afraid you're the first one who's walked in here in the past hour or so.
Right. Well, in that case, I'd like to take a look at some of your books. While
Certainly, is there anything we can help you find?
um could I get some information on fiends?
I shall show you the section on fee.
Thanks. And if you see a small gnome walk in, just
I shall alert you. And with that, he sort of guides you to a certain section of the library where you see quite a lot of old leather-bound tomes, a few sort of looking slightly worse for wear. They seem to be all sorts of details, research, folk stories, the whole shabam. Please be careful of the books. Don't take any out with you, but feel free to read and peruse.
right.
There's some tables near the front if you want to go out for a few and study.
He nods.
Owen's blessing. And with that, he kind of walks and goes back to the front desk.
Can I find anything resembling what Nyx has? Are you avoiding making me roll another investigation?
No, I'm going to make you roll 3 instead.
Okay. Oh, for fuck's sake.
A 9.
Oh, come
6,
on.
and a
Hey!
17!
Hey,
All right,
finally.
so most of the stuff which you find on fiends is it seems to be talking about demons, how they have a lawful society, how although considered evil by many, they have a code to which they stick by, and yeah, they can be evil, but they can have their uses. And there is one thing which you read and is essentially drilled into you from these books, and that is, do not make a deal with a devil. And if you do not, whatever you do not let it seduce you into any more power than the first stage. And that is essentially what is drilled into you. As
Does it say where to find one of these devils?
yeah, 9 house.
Okay. How do we get there?
By shifting through planes. There is one book which you, however, do come across, and where it's talking about fiends, it more talks about the demons and the creatures that come from the abyss. And this flipping through seems to be a bit more of what you were thinking of when you were trying to find information. And you come across multiple creatures that can that delight in essentially trying to steal people's souls. And there is a section which talks about a particular creature referred to as a night hag that can step through certain planes and delights in tricking, tormenting, and slowly killing just people.
Does it say anything about how to, stop them? Anything about its weakness?
It doesn't really describe weaknesses or how to stop them, but it does describe essentially how they seem to function, and that is for them to essentially afflict this troubling dreams and difficulty sleeping, which leads to the slow decline of their health. Well, the rather rapid decline of their health. For most people, only a night or two of this and, they're gone.
Right, so I'm fairly sure this is what Nyx has.
You're beginning to think so. It speaks of essentially the creature It does not have to be in the same plane, but it has to be in the plane referred to as the ethereal plane. And all it must do is touch a creature who is asleep for the majority of the sleep. And it essentially drains their life from.
Can I find anything about how
Now-
to? Sorry.
You're cutting in and out slightly.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, my I accidentally let go of the push talk button. Can I find anything about how to maybe shield this or cure whatever's happening? To be blunt.
From what you can read in this one particular book, and this is the only one which you've really found which talks anything about this, it doesn't really say anything about stopping it. It just sort of speaks on how it might, essentially how it might function.
Okay. Okay. Well, there you go.
From your somewhat knowledge, you would assume you need something which could either stop these type of creatures appearing or some way to try and protect Nyx from this creature getting to her via the ethereal plane for her to be able to have a decent night's sleep and start undoing some of these effects. But the main way to stop it is to kill this creature. At which
Okay.
point of note, it is made clear at the beginning of this book, killing these creatures on any plane but the abyss sends them back to the abyss and does not kill them. It is a very large inconvenience for these creatures, but it is not a final demise.
Right. Does it? Sorry to keep asking questions. Does
No,
it keep? Does it say anything about drawing out these creatures?
No.
Okay. All right.
This is
Okay.
a book more sort of detailing how they act and not what you can do to defeat them.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. I'm
And
gonna.
it's taking you most of the time to trawl through and find this information.
That's fair. All right. Okay. I'm gonna try and meet up with. Well, actually, no. They probably have gone
I
back.
was going to say, well, what are Vincent and Ray doing whilst Eryn is essentially now research?
I'm just sort of. I would have gone with Eryn, but I'd just be sort of stood around, not really
Loitering, not paying attention.
partaking in reading.
I'm going to be like reiterating this all to him,
Certainly. And
so
Ray?
he knows basically what the problem is now. We both kind of, figured it out.
Mm-hmm. Ray? Sophie.
Okay, Sophie's in the bathroom. I will play Ray.
Oh no.
Oh, God.
I am just loving the gods right now.
Praise
No,
Sisyphus.
I would have, in a kind of huff, probably followed along with Eryn and Vincent.
Okay, so yeah, we all know this now.
All right.
Cool. So I guess we're gonna head back to the inn afterwards and hope that Nyx is there.
All right. With that, should we call the session?
Yeah.
Sure.
Sounds like an idea.
Fuck, dude.
Getting a tad late, and I believe Sophie has work again, doesn't she?
Does she?
Oh, she quit.
Yeah, shows
Oh, does
I
she?
know she's quit.
Oh,
She
well,
quit.
I didn't know that.
So,
Oh well, still somewhat of a decent dropping off point.
Yeah.
We've been going for
3
2
hours.
hours. Again, sorry about the
3
late
hours, yeah.
start. That 3 hours?
Mhm.
I can maths. Sorry about the late start. That was
That's okay.
No
It's
problem.
out of my
That's
control.
fine.
It's okay. Thank you for the session. It was really good. You're not dead.
Dude.
I hope you enjoyed. I didn't kill anyone.
It was good fun. Thank you.
Nyx is still alive.
Nyx is still alive.
Nyx is still kicking.
Yeah.
You insulted a high priest in his own temple. You know,
man.
the good stuff.
Oh man.
God, how many gods are you going to try and piss off?
Oh man. Well, thank you. All but mine.
The one true god.
The one true god, we yes. She's better than Buck Up. Buck Up can stuff it. Oh, well, thank you for the session, Nate. It
Thank
was
you.
good fun.
The irony being that one could not resist, one god could not exist without the others. But yeah, no.
I know, but it's fine.